Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the 49ers Podcast Network. We are live, all the way live here on social media. I got my boy Bashar at 49er Minded. We got John V hiding out in the back room.
What's up, fam?
What's up? We got our boy 49er Media smiling with that cheesy smile.
Yeah, man, that song got me fired up. So,
and we got Rod,
all 2 seconds,
true Laker fan.
Absolutely.
What's up, guys?
You know what it is. It's Bang Bang Niner gang tonight, so why not? Let's get it.
Bang Bang Niner gang.
What up, Rod? What up, 49 Media? What up, John V? What up, Beto? Good to have you guys.
What's up, Bash? What up, Niner Media? What's up?
John, what's going on, man? We've been reading on social media today, and it's very evident. I don't think anybody under a rock probably hasn't seen it, but they had a video of Mr. Trey Lance throwing the ball, throwing a perfect spiral. Let's start the show. Let me start with Rod. I want to get your thoughts on Mr. Trey Lance throwing that spiral. What do you think of the whole video?
Oh man, it's real funny how a lot of things change in a year. You know, people do develop. People do get better. You know, you can actually get better without actually being on the field. All I'm going to say is now he's working out and doing the game, or he's working out with Mahomes. Hey, man, if you want to be better at whatever you're trying to be in life, you hang with people that you want to be better, you know, in that situation. So it's like at the end of the day, I look forward to what Trey is about to do. As long as we keep it.
We might be surprised, man. It's all about determination, and it's funny. And I'm gonna go right to John real quick after this. But it's funny how when someone can threaten your job, how much that could inspire you to do a little bit more into your craft. Because when you're the man, and I'm not saying Trey was like this, but when you're the man, you're comfortable and you're like, this is my throne. Nobody can knock me out. You tend to kind of lag a little bit, kind of not treat it seriously maybe. But then when you have someone that like, oh crap, there's no way I want to lose my position to a 7th round pick. And this is just my thinking. Trey's not even probably nowhere near that. But the fact that he's improved, I love that. And that's one thing I love about iron sharpening iron. Whenever you bring competition, mentally, if you're a smart kid and you're a smart individual and you allow it not to bring you down, but to push you further through, you're going to prevail. And that's what I think is happening with Trey. But with that said, John, what are your thoughts of the video that you have seen on the screen?
To be honest with you, I think it was refreshing. I think it was super refreshing. I think we needed to see it. I think a lot of folks want to know how Trey is doing. Is he working? Is he preparing? It wasn't enough for me. I wanted to see more. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall and seen everything that was going on. But, you know, mechanics was something that was mechanics were something they weren't going to work on with Trey, if I remember correctly. It was they were just developing him in the scheme, you know. The throws were the big deal then, not so much his throwing mechanics. And I remember when I heard that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that was spoken about, right, last season, that they weren't going to work much with his mechanics.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that? Well, yeah, I remember thinking to myself, why the hell not? You know, like, he's not throwing a tight spiral, and it bothered me. Like, I want to see this kid throw a catchable ball. So it was refreshing today to see him throw it, but it wasn't enough to draw any kind of conclusion. You know what I'm saying? It was a quick snippet of what he was doing. But it does tell me that he knows the stakes are high. And like Rod said, you know, you're going to work with the best to be the best. You know what I'm saying? You know that you need this. But to what extent was this workout, right? Were they just throwing together, or was Patrick Mahomes giving Trey tips? was Trey standing there while Patrick is telling him, "Look, man, do this, do this, do that, you know." I just want to know, like, is there context, or were they just in the building together, 10 feet apart, throwing a football? You know what I'm saying? I want to know. I want to know the context to this workout.
Interesting you mentioned
Question.
that. I don't know in depth of why they will be together in a field and throwing and not really talking to one another. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can go to different places and do things on their own. The fact that they're together means it could mean that you know, Trey Lance, you can tell he has a great character, a great personality, and you're going to get him making friends, not enemies. So Patrick Mahomes, probably be giving him some thoughts and some pointers, and it looks like Trey's picking up on it. Maybe Trey reached out, and Mahomes, being the kind of guy he is, he's like, "Hey, if you're willing to put in the time, I'll help you out." And whatever it is, even if it's just throwing next to him, it seems to be working. So why not keep doing it? Bashar, what's your thoughts on the video that you saw on any part of the social media regarding Trey?
Yeah, it was just, I mean, the video was like only 1 second and slowed down, but some people were like, "Oh, it looks like his release got better." I didn't really think much of it. I just thought the idea, obviously it's cool that he's working hard in the off season, and just a simple fact that, Patrick Mahomes has enough respect for him, and whatever it may be, for him to have them work out together, I think is awesome. And it's probably not the first time they worked out with each other. It's just the first time that we're most likely all aware of. So, I'm not gonna, I know John V has concerns about what they were telling each other, but just for the simple fact that the best quarterback in the league is helping out our future prospect at quarterback, who has all kinds of crazy potential, that most NFL fans should realize there's a small segment of our fan base that will not give Trey Lance any credit whatsoever. Trey Lance could have just played in the game and thrown for 600 yards and set all kinds of records, and those haters would find every excuse in the book to shit on him. So so those guys can all go to hell. We know who they are. And at the end of the day, Trey Lance is gonna work his hardest to try to be the starter. We'll see how it plays out, man.
I love it.
Totally
I love it. I
agree.
love it. Just I'm gonna pass it to 49er Media, but I just want to welcome Mr. No Border Sports Ryan. I'm glad you sent me that private message, because the way this thing is set up, I can't see you down there unless I scroll down.
I had a
So
feeling.
that was a smart move there. You probably would have been sitting there a little bit longer.
I had a feeling.
Yeah,
all
so
good.
smart move. As soon as I seen it pop up and I'm like, nobody, oops, and I scrolled up. There you are. So welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
49 Media, what's your thoughts? I mean, I know that we're all saying, but I want to get your thoughts on this topic of Trey Lance throwing like that.
Yeah, so I'm still kind of collecting my thoughts because I just saw it probably right before this show. So I've been kind of living under a rock, you could say, but
Well, you're a
to
kid
me
in
it's
college,
just
bro, so I understand.
yeah. But anyways, I think that it's just great to see that Trey Lance is, hanging out, working out with a guy like Patrick Mahomes, because Mahomes, is the best quarterback in the league. Again, I know John V had concerns about, oh, are they talking to each other? Or is it just, Patrick Mahomes watching him throw? I would think they're talking to, it's just a clip of them throwing. They're not going to, obviously show everything that's happening. So I think it's just great to see that Lance is, working out with one of the best, and putting in that work. He knows he isn't just given the job, this year. He has to compete for it, right? Both John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan have said that, where even a guy like Sam Darnold's gonna get an opportunity. So um, Sam Darnold's also gone through adversity too. So I think that this is great for Trey Lance to be working with Patrick Mahomes, and hopefully Mahomes is giving him, some tips. So I'm happy to see Trey and Mahomes working together.
Trey and his homie are working together. What's your thoughts there, Ryan? Coming in the whole Trey Lance situation.
Well, I think it's great. Trey's training with the best guy in the league. He's going to be able to ask him questions. Not only that, people are talking about the spiral. We only saw one pass. Could have been the best one out of the whole day. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to bag on Trey. I just saying, hey, just remember that. It's just like when I watch highlights of players. I there's
You gotta
obviously
watch the
plays.
whole game, right?
The plays are cut out between plays, so there was plays that didn't go so well or were neutral. You know what I mean? So it's just something you got to think about. But it's good to see that he's out there. One thing I did see about that pass, though, that pass had touch on it. It had more touch than the one Patrick Mahomes threw. Now we know Patrick Mahomes could throw touch, but that was one of the things that everybody had been wondering, like that had been hoping Trey would be able to get better at, is throwing touch. And that one pass doesn't necessarily mean that this issue's out of the gone and we'll never hear of it again. But at least there we thought, oh well, there's no wobble and there's touch. That's two things that we've been waiting to see. And it seemed like he had more wobble on the play on the balls where he had more touch. So to me, that kind of means to me that he might have got some things figured out a little bit, or at least he's a little more consistently throwing, no wobble.
Yeah, I hear
Wobble,
you.
wobble, wobble, wobble,
And you
wobble.
make
It
a,
reminds
you
me of
make
that
a
song.
very good point. Good point there. It doesn't. It could have been. Not to knock on the guy, but that could have been his best pass, and that's what they showed on camera. You just gotta watch him under center and see how he does. But it is definitely a good sign, nevertheless, to see something like that from him. I like Brock. I think Brock can win a Super Bowl, but it doesn't mean I don't like. I love Trey, and I would love to see Trey succeed and become the quarterback that we drafted him. Not because we traded all those picks or because we gave up 2 first round picks for him or 3, whatever they want to see it. But the fact that this kid is a pretty cool kid, he has the attributes, he has the arm, the height, everything. It's just a matter of putting it together. And hopefully this will be his opportunity. He needs to understand, though, that this is his opportunity, because the truth is, unfortunately, Brock is considered by John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan the quarterback right now, the lead of the cloud house, like he said. Reality is, now that Brock is hurt and in recovering, this is an opportunity for Trey to show what he can do on the field. Because Sam Darnold, a lot of people like Sam Darnold, some people don't. Some people think he's a bust. I just think he was a quarterback that went to a bad situation coming out of college. Gase was the coach there at of the Jets when he got drafted. That dude couldn't even coach his own. That guy's a bad coach, and then he went and got traded to Carolina and didn't kind of got better towards the end of the year when they started getting the running game going. So even Sam Darnold underneath Kyle can develop to be a good quarterback, and Trey has to know this. Trey has to know that this is my time to shine. If I don't shine, if I don't prove to everybody in this organization that I'm the guy, I'm never going to get another opportunity. Because what happens if Sam Darnold really shows off and does really good, and then Brock does real good? You can potentially go from the future quarterback of this franchise to the third quarterback easy if he doesn't showcase what he can do. So I'm rooting for the guy. I hope the guy can do what he does. So I'm reading some private. I'm trying to talk and read some of these private chats, but that's what we saw in Trey, man. So I'm looking forward to what we see in the offseason. Hey, go and fight Sam Darnold and show Sam Darnold. And it's funny because both of them are what, 3rd overall picks in the first round.
Yep.
So that's going to be the battle of the 3rd overall picks, man. Let's see who can beat each other out. and Brock is just sitting there drinking his chocolate milk and saying, "Hey, you both screw up. It's my job." So I hope it plans out. But
He's the
He
leader in
probably
the
thinks it's his
clubhouse.
job regardless.
I was about to say
He
he's
probably
a
thinks it's
leader.
his job regardless.
He's the leader in the clubhouse. Remember?
Yep, according to John, and not John V, but according to John Lynch, he's the leader of the clubhouse. That means they have confidence in Brock, and rightfully so.
Boo!
And rightfully so, though. Within 8
Hey.
games, he showed a lot of poise. He won games, and we can't even say he lost a game yet because that game against Philadelphia, he got hurt in the first series. We don't know what that would have turned out to be if he would have stayed healthy. That
Hey,
probably
John.
would have been another win or his first loss.
John, did you make sure the grills and the fryers were turned off?
That was not me getting burnt. That was me booing Darnold. But yes, Ryan, everything is off. I am ready to get the hell out of here. But I'm gonna tell you guys something.
Did you turn
The
the
leader of
hoods
the
off?
clubhouse. Yes, sir. The leader of the clubhouse. That nonsense. That headline is some bullshit. Like, I absolutely refuse to believe that a young man that's been in the system for 3 seasons now is going to lose his job to Darnold. And the only way that happens is if whatever Kyle is enamored with Sam Darnold, like, floods his decision making, his what do I want to say? If he really likes Sam, and we know that he's on record for saying such, right? I feel like that kind of, like, I want to say maybe like favoritism in a sense clouds his judgment, right? Do I sound ridiculous, or does that anybody else have any concerns?
Anyone?
Yeah, I have concerns of Kyle and the upper management just falling in love with people over 5 starts, 6 starts, 7 starts. Yeah. Big
Yeah.
concerns.
I just wonder, I just want to know what. Look, I've said this on my pod and I've said it here before, Darnold didn't come here to settle in as the 3rd string quarterback. He sees discourse with Trey Lance in the front office. He sees an injured Brock Purdy with nothing for certain that Brock Purdy can compete this season, right? I just feel like he came here knowing that, like, I can truly compete for the QB1 spot. And I wonder if Kyle Shanahan had any part in that. Like, words of, like, confidence, like, in confidence, like, "Hey, Sam, we'd really like to have you out here in Santa Clara. I really like you to compete for the quarterback 1 position."
And he wouldn't be lying by making that statement to Sam Darnold. He's come in here and compete. The whole idea, you're right. The whole idea that he could be the 3rd string quarterback, I wasn't buying it either. The fact that Brock Purdy is up in the air, we don't know what's going to happen with him. And Trey, they're really uncertain with Trey. Why not bring in a veteran to see what he can do? And why not? Maybe that was one of the things that Kyle used to lure him into Santa Clara. Hey, you'll get an opportunity to compete for the QB1. If you can prove to us that you are QB1 for this team, it's your job. And that's all Sam Darnold or any quarterback needs to hear to be persuaded to come to a team. Hey, I have an opportunity here. It's my job to lose here. So I'm going to go and compete. And he's not really competing with 3 quarterbacks. He's only competing with 1, or I should say 2 quarterbacks. He's only competing with 1, which right now is Trey Lance, because we don't know what Brock Purdy is going to do or be able not to do.
100%. I agree 100% with you, brother. And I think that should be, I think the Brock Purdy conversation, we really, really have to put that to the wayside, right? There's no point in discussing Brock Purdy right now unless that dude just heals like no other, right? with zero setbacks, inflammation. You know, there's a lot of traveling to the East Coast. You're coming to my neck of the woods over here, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when. I don't know when those games will be, but that's a long trip. That's a long trip. And I'm just concerned. I'm concerned for Brock. I want him to heal. I want him to heal as fast as possible, but I also don't want this organization rushing him. You know, they're notorious for rushing players back from injury, and I really don't want to see any kind of pressure on the kid to come back any sooner than he should.
You know, John, I said this and I'll say it again. What these quarterbacks, Sam Darnold or Trey Lance, do is going to determine how much they rush Brock back. If Sam Darnold is winning games with his team or Trey, they'll sit there and wait and allow Brock to heal completely because they're winning games, or they're at least in the game. But if Trey's throwing interceptions or Sam Darnold is throwing, this or dropping balls or they're losing it because of the quarterback play, you better believe that as soon as they clear Brock, whether he's ready or not, he'll be inserted into the lineup because they want to win. Because they have a team that is poised to win now with the roster that we have. And they can't. And this is why I believe they're not going to be patient with Trey. They cannot afford to be patient with him anymore. Is it unfair? I think it is, especially for Trey. But the fact that they have a Super Bowl roster ready to win, they got to do it any means necessary. Is it Sam Darnold going to do it for them? Is it Trey or is it Brock? We just got to get that chip in Santa Clara and get that 6. And I believe that's the way Kyle and John is looking at it. So it all depends on these two guys. If they're doing enough, even if we lose, but we're not losing because of them, I can see them waiting on Brock. But if we're losing because of our quarterback play, I guarantee you Brock is going to be in there.
Yeah, Beto, I'm more worried about Brock's internal clock. Like if he sees a very competitive camp in Darnold and Trey,
that's a good point too.
What if it's that internal clock that's like, what if he starts rushing his own progression? You know what I mean? That concerns me. Like, what if he starts to feel like, what if he gets complacent in his mindset? Like, those guys are competing. It's a tight competition. Trey's shown immense growth. Darnold's hanging in. What if I'm losing ground here? What if I'm starting to fall to the wayside? And what if I could be quarterback 3? And as it is, Trey Lance was your quarterback 1 and your starter last season. He was named starter, like they said. He was
QB1 going into the 2022 season.
Right. Shanahan addressed it, said that, the team knows it, Trey knows it, now the fans know it, and then, fast forward, and now he's competing and sharing reps. Come on, bro. Like, this is ridiculous.
But that was prior to the performance of Brock Purdy emerging the way he did, bro.
Yeah, and I agree. I just don't. I'm going to step away from the Trey Lance didn't get a fair opportunity conversation, because the only time that it wasn't fair for Trey was his rookie season.
Yeah.
That's essentially the only time that it was truly unfair. Otherwise, he was injured, 3 different injuries, right? We probably should stop with the unfair conversation, because, in theory, if he would have just developed his rookie season, we really wouldn't be saying he didn't get a fair shot. That was the only unfair opportunity. And I believe that that's where the franchise made a mistake. But after that, his injuries prohibited him from playing. And last season, obviously, the unfortunate ankle injury, that's the only one that really messed it up for him.
Yep. Anyone else want to chime in on that? I know we've been beating an old horse with this quarterback situation, but it is a topic, and we are content creators, and even though we talk about it over and over and over again, I mean, there's something that, because we all have our opinions, we all have our thought process of what is right, what is not. Some of us are team Lance, some of us are team Brock, some of us trying to figure out whom the hell Sam Darnold is going to be on this team. Um, and so we have our different emotions, and the viewers are as well. They're trying to figure it out. So I want to ask you guys in the panel, what do you think is best for this team? Set your own personal belief aside. Set your own, I like this guy over this guy. I really forget all about all that. Forget all about all that. Which quarterback, based on what has been shown, not the potential, not what it can be, based on what has been seen by your eyes, do you think is the best quarterback for this team to win another Super Bowl? We'll start with 49er Media, and then we'll go to Bashar, and then Rod, and then Mr. Ryan.
I mean, right now, because I would probably say Brock Purdy, but obviously he's hurt. He's coming back from the UCL, so I'm gonna go with Trey Lance. Now, I know we've seen Sam Darnold with the Jets, who have kind of ran similar system with the Niners, but we haven't seen
No,
Sam Darnold.
let me stop you for a second. Forget about Brock being hurt.
Okay.
Let's just forget about being hurt for a minute. I'm talking about who's the quarterback, in your opinion, be able to lead us to a Super Bowl based on what you've seen?
Based on what I've seen, I'd go with Brock Purdy, because he's the guy that we've seen has done it, has played more games, has proved what he's able to do, which is he's been more than a game manager, I'd say, because I think he definitely lifts this team up at certain points. Even especially when there were some games where the defense wasn't having their best game, like the Raiders game, for example. So I'm going with Brock Purdy.
Awesome. Bashar, what's your thought? Putting all the bias aside, who do you think, based on what you've seen with your eyes, can lead us to Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, the default answer is Purdy, because he gave us a much larger sample size. He won games that meant something, obviously 2 playoff games, and I'm sure that should be everybody's answer. I mean, but we all have our favorites at the same time too. So it is what it is. I want to add something really quick. I know John V was mentioning something about Darnold. I'm not sure what, I didn't really quite get what his stance was. I was kind of thinking he kind of didn't like hearing the fact that Darnold was possibly going to get some first team reps. Maybe I heard him wrong, but at least they're prepping the backup quarterback for a situation. So if he were to step in the game, he had reps with the first team, right? Which is fine. And as long as that adds more fuel to the fire, where burns up Lance and makes him more determined, why not? Just anything to challenge Lance and make him more determined, because I'll be biased on this one. He is my favorite in terms of who I want to step up and grab the bulls by the horns and take over. But it's gonna be gonna be really, really tough for him with Brock Purdy leaning down his shoulder and the whole locker room already being behind him. But to his advantage, Purdy, we don't know when Purdy's gonna come back.
Got it. What about you, Rod?
Totally agree with what the guys just said. Like, if you look at it, we've seen what Brock has done in 7 games. It looks nice. It's been cool. It's been fine. Nothing to, really trip off of. I agree. I am a Trey fan as well, if we're going to be biased behind it, but also looking at the intangibles of certain things that he did, i.e. the Chicago game. It's certain throws that Trey did that I just have yet to see Brock do. That's it. Outside of that, and granted, it's only been a couple of games, a simple, very small sample size. At the end of the day, we just hope we get a quarterback that's healthy at the end of the year that makes it actually through. And I think that goes for all of us. Who? I would say Trey right now. We don't even know what Brock Purdy can barely throw a Nerf football, if anything, right now. So counting in and expecting Brock to be 100% healthy just this year alone, We don't know yet. Right now, and especially with video being shown, especially today, right now, Trey has a little bit of the one up on him right now. So you just have to say it is what it is right now. Trey, yes, that would be mine.
Exactly. And before I give it to Ryan, I just want to welcome Christy to the channel. We got a few people popping in at the last minute. And also
to
just want
everybody.
to say that we got a Chiefs fan in the house. We got a Chiefs fan in the house because it says here, Orale Beto, the champs are here. So it must be a Chiefs fan, right? Because the last time I checked, the Chiefs are the champions of the NFL. So
Yeah.
welcome,
Yep.
Ramilia Sports Report. He must be now a Chiefs fan.
But is that the real Slim Shady rocking that channel, or is that the imposter?
No, well,
It could be in the
Rudy
imposter.
always calls me Orale a lot. So I have to
Okay,
believe
so
it.
maybe it's probably the
Well,
real
now
one.
the other imposter heard me say this, so
Yep.
now we can.
Yep.
Yeah, you caught that on
Back
right.
to
He
square
took
one.
notes. He took
Yeah,
notes.
so now I'm. Thank you, Bashar. Now I'm screwed. But
Well, you can always check the channel. You can.
no, I
you
know,
as a
I know,
moderator,
I
you can
know,
check.
I know. So with that said, Ryan, go for it, man. What's your input?
So yes, we saw Brock Purdy come in and win a whole bunch of games, but he wasn't perfect. There was at least 1 to 2 passes each game that went awry and could have been interception. And you're talking about, we've only seen such a short sample size from all of our quarterbacks. I think we're actually in a perfect position right now. We've seen what Brock Purdy has to offer. Okay. Now, Brock Purdy also doesn't get an off season to get better on stuff like those passes that I was talking about. He also doesn't have time to try and like, he always has to plant his feet before he throws on the run. So he can't really throw on the run. So he doesn't have time to practice that type of stuff. So he, to me, is half a season behind the moment he steps onto the field this next season. But I think, we're in a great situation now because Trey Lance, we can have some time for Trey Lance to hopefully show what he's got, and we can make a decision, because it seems like the management isn't going to give him a season to figure it out. It seems like they're going to give him 5-6 games to figure it out, and after that, like, it's almost like, unless somebody goes down and he gets a chance again, his future is always already sowed on the 49ers, and he will be shipped off at some point whenever they feel they can get the most for him. So I feel we're kind of with what could have happened, we're in the best situation to see what Trey Lance actually has, and that could change the outcome of everything. Who do I think should start? Like right now, I don't even think we essentially would have a clear starter in Purdy. A lot of people would like to think that, but there's things that he could get better at that I'm sure people have already found out on tape. So if he was able to, not do any training camp, not do anything, starts week 1, I think we'd see a different Brock Purdy out there, because people would have figured him out a little bit more. So Brock Purdy should be the starter, but if everybody was healthy week 1, this and that, Brock Purdy should be the starter. But I think we got a good situation where he's not, and Trey can actually come in and hopefully take his spot over, because we gave up so much for Trey. I want Trey. Trey's got the type of arm that I want. Trey's got the ability to make stuff happen after the play breaks down that I like. I don't want him as a running back. So
Yeah, I hear you. And I'll be
Yeah, we got CMC and a whole bunch of other dudes. Like,
real quick. I just wanted. I didn't think Bashar mentioned earlier, but I missed him. I just want to welcome Smitty to the channel. Welcome. I watch your show, brother. I love your takes on your show. I love the way you do all the things on your channel. Great job, brother. I really watch your show. And then the callers, the way you control the narrative is pretty cool. So welcome to the
I
channel.
didn't even know he had a channel. I didn't even know he had a channel. I gotta check it out.
Smitty, if it's the same Smitty that I know, though, it talks about college players, and
I don't know.
it could be a different Smitty then.
Hey, Smitty, if you're the same content creator, drop the link to your channel because I'd love to check it out and subscribe to it.
If it's the one that I'm talking about, he does. I love his analysis on college years coming out, or he even talks NFL players.
I knew it's Smitty. No, you're probably thinking about the fantasy football show guy.
Yeah,
that's Smitty. Because that's Smitty I know very well. I don't think it's the same guy.
Oh, okay. That's who I was talking about.
Yeah.
I forgot about fantasy.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same Smitty. No,
okay.
No. And I knew it was Smitty way before that. I was a Cowboy fan, but it's not him either.
Oh, okay. Okay. My bad. Yeah, that's
not the
that's
fantasy
who I was
football
talking
Smitty.
about.
I don't think it's
Bashar,
him. No.
yeah.
I also
anyway,
kind of figured that wasn't Smitty either, because Smitty is a big Trey Lance fan. For him to say, I don't know the Trey Lance, that seemed a little suspect right there,
fair
too.
enough.
So,
see, I don't know Smitty that
know.
well. I watch him, but I'm not familiar with him. So it got by me. But that's a good point, Rod. If you're familiar with Smitty and you know he likes Trey Lance, you make a valid point. He wouldn't. He wouldn't even make that statement.
Will the real Slim City please stand up?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because I'm like, the way that he spoke about Trey, it was like, hold on, now you don't know about Trey for 2 years. That's real
motherfuckers act like they forgot about Trey.
Exactly. We'll see.
Can I give a shout out to Joey Arredondo? Arigondo. Okay. Yeah,
you're gonna give a shout out, but get his name right.
Bro, I seen him on Twitter, and he had traded
Arredondo.
all 11 picks to move up to the 3rd overall pick, and he picked Jake Moody.
Really?
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Bro, legend.
Yeah, he literally traded all the picks pretty much just to go.
Joey, make sure to sub to my channel. I want you in the chat more, sir.
What was the name of the coach who did it for the Saints? Vic. I can't think of his name. He came from the Bears and he took over for Ditka, I think it was his name.
Oh.
Remember he gave all those picks to go and get
Richie Williams. That was Ricky Williams. Yeah, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
He gave the whole draft just to get one player.
Yeah, it's like I don't care how good of a running back you are, you give up all. Yeah, and then no one let it happen. But that's a whole different conversation within itself. So, guys, I know we've been engaging on the quarterback situation, rightfully so. I want to get you guys' thoughts. I did a show the other day on my channel, and I really wanted to emphasize that D line. I'm a big in the trenches kind of guy. I love the trenches. I love the offensive line being bullies, and I love the defense to be bullies as well. All right, there, Ryan. We'll see you in a minute. Can you write okay on there, Bashar, for me on the private chat, please? Thank you, sir. I talked about the D line, about the 2019 compared what the possibility of the 2022 could be this coming season. We know that in 2019, when we had DeForest Buckner, and we're not going to get in why we got rid of DeForest Buckner and all that, but when we did have DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead had one of his best years with 10 sacks. And we had a kind of up and down with D Ford, but then the rookie had 9 sacks that first year, which is Bosa. And now Bosa this year that he just finished had 18.5, which is double what he had in his rookie year. And then you bring in an addition of Hargrave to this. You bring a monster to the middle of this field. You got to believe that has to complement Bosa and also revive Eric Armstead. And God forbid, and I would love it to happen, if Dre Jackson can make a leap from freshman to sophomore year and just take off. I mean, he had 3 sacks and he didn't play that much last year. This D-line can be ferocious. And we know that about our secondary. We know our linebacker situation. We know our secondary. I think we have great secondary, but you can have average secondary, in my opinion. If you have a pass rush that can sit there and rattle the quarterback, get him out of his stance, and make sure he makes arrows. It doesn't have to be sacks, but if you bring pressures and disrupt the timing of that quarterback with the receivers, our secondary can benefit from it. So I want to get your thoughts on the D-line. Do you think we're going to make a big jump from last year to this year just with the addition of one man, which is Hargrave? We'll start with Rod, and then we'll go Ryan.
I think as far as the trenches, it will be an improvement, but it won't be seen, I feel like, statistically. I feel like in the game and everything, I feel like that we will ball out. The secondary will benefit more than ever from what the trenches will be doing. And I think that if you look at, and this is another question, I think, if we look at how the 2019 secondary was, and we look at this, this year's or this coming year's secondary, I think this secondary is better than that one. So, if you look at it and think about it, I think there's more opportunities for interceptions. Hey, sky's the limit right now. And I think we do have a better line. I really do.
I like it. I like it. Ryan, what's your thoughts on that?
I think the second we might see the sacks increase, but also I have a feeling that we're going to see turnovers increase as far as like interceptions and, fumbles. Javon, who cares about really the 10 sacks? It was the 66 pressures that I'm talking about. That's what
I
I'm
like
really
it.
happy about. And will he, Armstead, and Bosa be enough? No. But if you can get somebody to at least challenge somebody one-on-one on the right side of the offensive line, essentially, because Bosa is obviously going to be on the left side. You know what I mean? If you can get somebody on the opposite side of Bosa just to be enough where somebody almost can't handle him one-on-one, that's just good enough. And I think we'll see a definite improvement in this line. But I think we're going to see more sacks from people because I think it's just going to go down the line. Who knows? Bosa might not have such a big year, but I think you're going to see the room itself have more sacks, and I believe that the secondary is going to have more turnovers because quarterbacks are going to be making bad decisions in the last half a second they have to get the ball off.
I like that. I like that. But Bashar, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, as far as the D line and the pass rush goes, it's definitely going to be different. Obviously finally having a D tackle up the middle that can, just like Ryan said, get crazy pressures, obviously rack up good sack numbers is great. Clelin Ferrell is a dark horse. I loved watching him over at Clemson the year they won the national championship. And his counterpart, the other defensive end on the opposite side, Austin Bryant, we also picked up from the Detroit Lions. Now he's had a bit of an injury-riddled career, and they've both had pretty lackluster careers before coming to the Niners, and they're both going to be pretty much Chris Kocurek-type projects, which is fine. Usually he gets people playing better, and he gets some bigger contracts. So hopefully that pattern, progresses, and we see more of that. That'd be great. We probably do end up drafting another pass rusher, which is fine. I don't know who created this, that theory, but motto to live by or something like that. The standard is you can never have enough pass rushers. When I do my mock drafts, there's multiple times where I draft more than one pass rusher, and we still had Drake Jackson coming back. I get it. We hope that he could take the next step. A lot of us were disappointed that he wasn't getting play in certain games down the stretch. But in terms of his small sample size, percentage wise, he was batting down passes at a high rate. He has a great bend. Everybody talks about his bend. So hopefully he just builds upon what he learned from last year and just gets better and stronger. And we'll see who we pick up in the draft as far as to help out with the D-line. We do need that one big fat mamma jamma D tackle to round out the mix, though, because Hargrave isn't known to stop the run. And we just need a guy like that in general. All of our D tackles are athletic dudes.
Yeah, they definitely are. Real quick before I give it the mic to my boy John, I just want to say thank you to Corey Davis for the super chat, $5 super chat. He says, "Hello, my Niner family, and I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Appreciate you coming in, brother. Thank you for the super chat, but I'm more blessed with you stopping by and saying hello, for sure. Oh my goodness." John, if you can hear us, what's your thoughts?
Hey guys, I'm driving. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
clear?
You're
My
good.
thoughts on the D line are You know, I think we have a little bit of a concern. We lost a little bit of those rotational players like Willis and say his name. Oh man,
Omenihu.
Omenihu.
Omenihu, Ibukam. Those guys all I think concern me a little bit as far as depth's concerned. So I think the secondary is better this year, but as far as depth on the defensive line, I love the starters. Obviously, I love those guys, and I think they'll be dominant. And I think it'll be a little bit easier on Bosa this year. To get Defensive Player of the Year last year, Bosa had to work, fam. I mean, he really, really had to work. And I think it'll be. I think with the addition of Hargrave, you're going to see a lot. Like a more versatile Bosa now. I think you're gonna be able to move him around a little bit, and make an impact and just cause havoc. But I would be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't concerned about the depth, the loss at the depth. That concerns me because, I mean, you guys know it as well as anybody else in this fan base. Depth on both ends of the ball were crucial. It was crucial to our Super Bowl run. It was crucial to the NFC Championship runs. And our depth has been tested time and time again. So, as far as the D line, I'm stoked with the addition of Hargrave, but I'm worried about depth for sure.
Oh,
A quick
that wasn't
question.
Steve-O.
Oh, that was great. We lost you for a second, Gebetto.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
Beto.
yeah.
That wasn't Rudy. I got told that was the fake account.
Oh,
Wow. This
yeah.
individual,
A lot more people in this world know the word orale than you think.
I guess so,
Orale.
but wow. People anyway. People have no lives, man. I'm sorry. I wanted to bring up another contribution that was brought up. Where did he go?
Shasky's
Right.
next. Shout out to him. He's a good dude.
$1.99 from Roberto Davis. Feliz Viernes Santo Mañana. Yeah, Easter is coming around the corner. Thank
Yes,
you for
that's
the
true.
contribution. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. I love the addition of Hargrave. You know, it's funny. During the season, all I talked a lot about on my show was, especially when Kinlaw was failing. When Kinlaw, because not necessarily because of his talent, but because of his inability to be on the field because of his injuries and his injury problems. I was always saying on my show, imagine if we had Hargrave. Imagine if we had Hargrave next to Bosa, how good this defense would be. You know, not thinking that ever getting Hargrave, and the fact that the Niners made that possible. I'm talking about, did I wet my pants? Probably did, of excitement of that happening, because you're right. Eric Armstead is going to be so much better because of this, because he's not going to demand double teams. He's going to get a lot of one-on-ones. You're going to get double teams on Hargrave and Bosa. So the opportunity this season is going to be there for Armstead and Drake Jackson on those one-on-ones. Can they win those one-on-ones? I know Eric can do it. I'm hoping that Drake can do it himself as well. Until I see different, I'm going to believe that he can. But I think this defensive line is going to be nasty. And if anybody that loved DeForest Buckner, I liked him as well. Didn't say love, but I liked him. Hargrave is a better pass rusher than DeForest Buckner ever was, and still is, in my opinion. So we definitely upgraded there. So I'm excited to see what happens there. I just want to welcome Mariah. Mariah's in the house. What's up, Mariah?
What up, Mariah?
We got Mariah. We got SG. Sports
That's Shardal.
Talk.
What's up, Shardal?
Sorry,
Go
I
back
can't
like
pronounce the
goats
name,
are
so I always say
passing by
just.
as
Me and Mariah go back like babies and pacifiers.
Laura says
oh, dear dog.
somebody can't roll their R's.
She was saying I can roll my R's.
Oh, you? Okay.
Ruffles have ridges. Remember that old
What?
Ruffles commercial? The potatoes?
Yes. Ruffles has ridges.
Ruffle has, yeah. No, I don't remember.
So does
that,
certain condoms.
Oh,
Alrighty then.
Whoa,
All right,
pause.
that's for a
pause that
whole
second.
other time slot.
Yeah, bro. Different podcast, bro. This is not late night sex
This
talk.
ain't Gina's Repping the Bay production podcast. This ain't that show.
Is that what Gina gets into?
Gina.
Oh, shit.
Ron.
my god.
You have to tune in. That's all I'm gonna say.
I guess you're right.
Gina's
We
got
gotta
that
tune in.
sparky personality, though. Shout out to Gina.
You just
We
have
had
to
her on the show
tune in.
before.
I did tune in once, man. You guys, I love the way you guys talk about basketball and bring you guys different perspectives in, and you four of you work good together, man. You guys were
Appreciate that.
you know, it's hard to
Appreciate
get four individuals.
Four?
Yeah, there's four.
I
only
guess
seen
I got to
four.
tune in. Gina
They're
working
funny.
magic.
They have a lot of fun on there. They're good.
Yeah,
I've been on
it's
there one
Rod,
time as a guest.
Gina,
It's
and
fun.
who's the other two, Rod?
Dan and Jordan
Getting it in.
Since we're on the topic,
and
go ahead and
Wise.
plug in
All
your
of
channel,
us.
bro. Plug in your
Gina
channel.
Rep-
Link your channel too.
Gina
Drop
repping
your
it.
link.
Gina Repping the Bay Productions, y'all.
Thank you,
Y'all need
Rod
to get
number
on
2.
there. You know, you gotta get on there, please. I can't even type it in myself. But yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays, we get on there, we act a straight ass and then some, no donkey. It's real crazy in there. But we also get real. We talk football, we talk basketball. We're about to get into baseball. But you gotta wear your big boy shorts when you come in there and talk, because they're gonna call you out. We're gonna call you out. Make sure everything is correct. Or hey, it is what it is. So just come there, be yourself, have a good time. That's all it is. Just have a good time, have fun.
I don't know if you heard about me.
Hey. I've seen. Trust me. I've seen it around. Trust me. We all I say is just tune into the last couple of shows and you'll see and hear some stuff. You'll be surprised. That's all I'm gonna say.
So no kids allowed under the age of 18. I'm assuming.
I mean, hey, they can go on there, but at the end of the day,
So all
parental advisory.
discretion. Be aware.
Parental advisory.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Rod. Yeah. Okay. Well, good to know, bro. That means I can't go to the show. Damn.
You can do this. Yeah, you definitely can get on there. It'd be too easy for you. Too easy.
You know my personality. Yeah.
Way too
I can have
easy.
fun, bro. I can have fun.
All you
Yeah.
guys can. Trust me. John knows about it.
Well, it sounds like Ryan needs to be on there more so than any of us.
Hey, Ryan, get on with us. Trust me. You'll enjoy yourself.
Where's the
Trust me.
invite, Bri? Where's the invite?
I would like to see
You know, I ain't no
49er
stinky.
media on there and see how he handles a situation like that.
Oh.
He'll slide. Trust me. It'll be very, very smooth. Trust me.
There you go. See 49er media. You got your invitation, buddy.
I don't know. I think he'd get ripped up.
I don't know about. I don't know. I think he has that that looks like he can't bite, but if you put him in a corner, he'll sit there and bite your leg off. I don't know. There's something about 49er media, man. That
Nah, bro.
put him in that corner.
49er media is a biter, you're saying?
Bro, I knew you were gonna go there. Yeah, dude. Shut up.
Don't- just stop, bro. You already say some weird shit anyways.
Oh, yeah, Who
Well,
we
you didn't know
lose?
about ribbed condoms? How's that
You-
weird?
You know he's under 18, right, Ryan?
No, I'm over 18.
No. There you go, messing up the party.
Beto,
Did you see Ryan sweat a minute?
did he just ruin your bubble? There, Beto's
Yeah,
like,
he ruined my
"Ah."
condom. Yeah. Bashar looks like he needs a condom. Look at
Oh
him.
man, dude, this is funny. Right?
What?
Yeah.
All right,
This
let's
is weird.
move on
Should
to
I
some
leave?
Niners
You know what?
football.
You know one that doesn't have a condom? It's my boy Brandon, because he wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yep.
Well, the guy's not even
All
here.
right,
No, he's not here to
let's
defend
move-
himself.
No, he's there.
Let's
He
move
just
on
said,
to
"Come on, milk
football.
dud." That's why I said it, because I see Brandon in the chat.
Oh, he's here. Okay. Oh, he's on your. You know what's funny?
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't see the drop down chat
No,
that shows
I
your
wouldn't.
chat
I
on my
wouldn't.
screen.
I would
All
have
that
brought
went
him
away
up if
from
he
me.
wasn't here.
Brandon,
No,
I'm
but
gonna
you-
have a word with you after the show, okay?
No, I'm saying you know how Restream shows me your chat as well while we're on here. All that part disappeared for me for some reason. I don't see anything. So I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was
Did
on
the
your
same thing
chat.
to me. I've
I
been
did the
looking
same
for
thing
it.
to you
but I
too.
don't know.
Okay.
Brandon says he's waiting for his invite, but he doesn't talk on the show. So
He
if
could
you
have
just want him to
it.
look pretty, you invite him on your show.
Oh, he went
Why
on
don't we
Gina's
just-
show. On Gina's show.
I would just take a picture and just put him on the backdrop, and in the background. And then-
I'd be doing more talking.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Brandon,
good. That's a fun.
Brandon knows I love him.
can we
Me
get a
and Brandon
picture
go
of the
back
back
and
seat?
forth. Trust me.
Can we get a picture
Me
of
and
the
Brandon
back
always
seat?
go
That's
at
all
it.
I want to know.
Yeah, Brandon's the kind of go. Once Brandon gets familiar with you, oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
lets it loose.
He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
Brandon's a homie for real. Very good guy.
No,
promise
man.
way.
Nobody parties like Brandon, as far as anybody I know on these panels.
I would like to
Brandon's
see
like-
Oh,
Brandon.
just-
He's the
just-
king of partying.
Just
I would like to
just
see
wait,
Brandon and
Bashar.
Joey on
Bashar,
opposite
just
sides.
wait.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
well,
whoa! Wait for what? For
Shout
now.
out.
Let's hear it.
I would like to
Party,
see Joey and
because
Brandon in diapers.
Not gonna lie,
Go
bro.
ahead.
I'm crazy at parties too. So
But
Ooh,
you gotta
look at-
post the videos. You gotta show us though.
Look at you. You're probably the stud, huh? You're like the center of attention. All the women around
I'm,
you.
I'm a
and-
good dancer, bro. I'm a good dancer.
I've seen you dance on RSF 49ers Instagram live streams. I've seen those dances
Yeah,
on
but
there
that's
with
no,
Raj.
those dances aren't even close because those are like choreographed kind of to a song. like-
Okay, can you do the Dougie?
Just by the
You do a
smirk
Dougie?
on Rod, I would love to hear what he's thinking in his mind right now.
Remember that old movie Road
I'll-
Trip? And you remember there was
Yes.
a little dude. That's what I'm really thinking in my head right now. That's all I got to say.
I knew you were thinking something, bro. Just that expression on your face, bro. I knew it.
I'm
I
trying to
love it.
be. I'm trying to be cool right now. I'm trying to be.
I love it, Rod. But I
trust
knew
me.
it, bro. It was there.
Bro,
I
you
see.
cooler
It was
than the
too
other
easy.
side
It
of
was
the
a
pillow.
layup. Hey, I try to be. I try to be.
I see.
Hey,
layup.
I don't want any issues, any problems with any content creators. Hey, I don't try to steal anything from
Yeah, bro.
anybody.
You've been-
I bring my own
Joey,
stuff.
Bro,
Joey, stop.
Go back
Joey,
to
I'm
that
gonna
Joey
have
I
to
seen
have
your
a word with
thumbnail
Joey.
the
I'm
other
gonna have
day, and I
a
wanted to
word
bring
with-
that up.
Bring it up,
Go back to the
please.
Joey
That
comment.
would be the only thing I would say to anybody. I would be like, "What?
That's the only
what?
thing Ryan can get up.
Uh-oh.
That Joey
Oh.
comment, we need it back, please.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, we
Got
don't.
quiet, Ryan.
No, don't.
Ryan's my boy. Ryan says, I live alone. I get it up every night.
Oh yeah, that's how you get to sleep, bro. Rub one out, get to bed nice and easy.
That's what I love about Ryan, man. Ryan's straight up. I love it. You know, the truth is everybody does this. That's what it just
Yes.
except 49 Media. I think he's too shy.
Roberto,
If you start
we
dropping
always
too
go
many
off the-
details, that's when it gets weird.
Yeah, you don't wanna do
What
that.
you,
Yeah.
Beto, what do you mean I'm too shy?
You're probably too shy with your little man down there.
What?
What?
did he
See,
do?
exactly.
He's got to have the right ambiance.
He has to dance the right dance.
Oh, this is too.
Got to put
easy.
on some Keith
This is
Sweat.
too easy.
What happened to this 49er talk?
Cheese
man?
sweat.
Oh,
It
bro.
Yeah,
went
that's what I'm
way
saying.
out the window.
What happened to me? What happened to me being able to talk about my thoughts about the defensive line?
Oh, that's right. We didn't hear him.
I'm sorry.
yet.
Go ahead. Bring that G string on.
All right, so I like this defensive line. Personally, I know that
I'm
you know,
kidding.
there's-
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I'm in a funny
I'm
mood.
gonna-
I'm sorry.
All right, so yeah, I like this defensive.
I won't do it again, bro. Trust me. Once enough.
Can you just like? I'm sorry, nothing against you, but can you like turn your camera off for just? Okay,
There,
No.
there you go.
that works better. Okay, so yeah, I
Now we can all make fun of you behind the camera. Go.
God. Okay, so yeah, the defensive line, I like. Stop typing.
Somebody-
Is the moment too big for you, media, or what? What's going on here?
No,
Apparently so, bro.
typing.
See,
No, no,
I-
no,
see
the
you know
typing.
what I picture? No offense, but I picture you right now being shy like that when there's like
Okay,
five
do it
girls
again.
around
Do
you.
it again. Do it again. We're good now. Do it again.
Okay, we're not girls. We're boys in here, so don't be shy.
All right, do it again. All right, so yeah, defensive line. I really like this defensive line, especially in the interior with Hargrave and Armstead. I think that
Can't hear you. Can you speak up?
I think that Armstead is could have a better year, especially because we saw what he is able to do with a guy like DeForest Buckner. Like some of you guys mentioned, I don't think we need to get the sacks as much from Hargrave, but I think that just the pressures. Um, I'd say this defense is better than it was in 2019. Also because we have some magic coming our way in the secondary with Steve Wilkes, who's been highly outed for the working on these secondary guys, improving their game. So I think a guy like Hufanga could take a huge leap. And also as well as Various Ward, Diamador Lenore. So I think this secondary is going to be better too. I think this defense is going to be better than it was in 2019, and I think that they're going to be able to get those interceptions at a consistent rate because I know the Niners had quite a few they were great in interceptions last year, but I want to see more because the thing is in camp, if we all remember, what was everything that was getting raved about? Like, oh, these guys are getting, Hufang is getting picks, guy like Travis Ward's getting a lot of picks. Obviously he's not on the team anymore, but Emmanuel Mosley getting a lot of picks. So I definitely want to see
Can
that.
you
from
say
this
that in a
defense.
deeper, throatier tone?
And by the
No.
way, Mooney is still on the team. The other word
So-
left.
Yeah, sorry. I meant to say that Emmanuel Mosley's not on the team anymore.
Yep.
And so yeah, I think this defense is honestly better. I like this depth. I still would like them to go add a guy in the draft at that edge rushing spot, like in the 5th, 6th round. And I think that I know he's been hurt. We haven't seen anything from him because he was on the NFI list the entire year. But I think we gotta look at what Kalia Davis could possibly do because he's definitely been a guy that's been highly talked about with a guy like Adam Peters, John Lynch, comparing
Oh
him
my
to DJ
God. Does anybody
Jones.
have the mute button?
So I think that I'm excited to see what Kalia Davis is doing, and I'm personally not that as concerned about the interior as you guys.
We love you, brother. If we can listen, you guys are always welcome to make fun of me. If we can't make fun of one another, man, it's what kind of friendship do we have? And it gives the viewer something to watch, man. It's so tonight's your night for the media. Hey, who knows? Next week it might be me. But
We can't make fun of you, Beto.
yeah,
We'll
bet
get
you can.
canceled. We'll get canceled.
Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, I'm not like that, bro. I'll probably make fun of myself.
Not
more
you.
than-
The rest of society will.
Oh shit! Oh, what-
Picking on
wow,
people with
they don't love me that
disabilities
much.
like that. Like, come on.
What do you say? They're too small. You can't fit in there, or what?
They can't fit. How do you expect them to read? They can't even fit inside the building.
Hey, if I can fit in my tight pants, I can fit in there. Dang, media,
What was that?
son of a biscuit.
Wow.
At first, I thought it was one of Beto's sound effects, but he got mad.
No,
or
that was
something.
media beating up on his dog or something.
He knocked over a spittoon.
See, Rod? See what you did, Rod?
I
I know you took the Lakers loss, but come on, don't beat up on
Hey.
49er media.
Amy to give
No,
us
it
one of your
wasn't
dances.
Rod. It was just what Mariah said in chat.
Oh, what did
It had to
Mariah
be
say?
Mariah.
What did Mariah say?
Yeah, they silenced my chat on here. I used to be able to see everybody's chat on Restream. Now I can only see mine if I go to my
Media
browser.
eats
He eats the
brownies
brownies and does the hokey pokey.
Does that mean he turns himself around?
If you
I
ever
hope
watch
not.
Raj's live streams on Instagram, I was
That's
saying that
what it's all about.
media used to do a weekly dance on there, but he won't do a dance on here.
I dare him.
Does those dances have to do anything with the pole?
Whoa.
No.
Oh, okay.
Tell them why you used to do the dance on media.
Because so
Go for
basically
it.
I used to 2 off seasons now ago I'd wear like my Debo Samuel shirt, and so that brought good luck because we always win usually when I wore that shirt. Otherwise, we lost if I didn't wear it. And so I also started dancing every week, and every time pretty much I didn't dance, I'd get blamed for it because we ended up losing. And so I'd be
Was
on
you doing
Rogers
it?
Live, like I was just dancing to some music.
Well,
Was you doing
if
the
I
gritty
see
and
now
everything?
that I know this and I see Debo having a bad
No,
day,
no.
I'm gonna call you, bro. I'm like, hey, you're not
I'm
dancing
gonna
enough.
I'm gonna split. I'm gonna name it spam caller though, so I won't pick up.
Okay. Trust me, I have a way for you to
What a
pick up.
night.
What a night, huh, Rod?
What a night.
I'm telling
This is dope.
these
What a
guys,
Thursday night
these
on
nuts.
April 6th.
Hey, we're trying to compete with your show.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We just us.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Like tonight.
Next,
we're
you know,
just
me and Rod
us
are
on here tonight.
arguing on social media. We're going to be going at each other on Twitter.
Damn,
That
bro,
that
we
would
haven't
be a
even
first.
got into the draft analysis, bro.
That
Hey,
would be a
49
first for me to go back and forth with anybody on there like that.
I know, I hear
You
me
know what I
too,
mean?
bro.
That would be
It's
crazy.
It's funny it's funny, real. It's funny what we hear on the social media, how content creators that love the same team can have. I mean, we all have our different opinions and how we do things,
Absolutely.
but you know, you're copying my thing, or you're using this. It's like it
Did
was
you just
if
take my
you got it
thumbnail,
off
bro?
the internet, anybody can use it.
Like, if you don't put your name on it, what do you expect? I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if
know
you
what I'm
got it off the internet and it's available for everybody to put it,
Bro,
For everybody.
you didn't put your title in it. You didn't do anything like that. What did the person you yell at for do? They go, "Oh, there's an image. Let me put a title on it. Put it in the thing."
But let's
It's
just
what-
go even further
Rich-
with that. Why can't we just talk to each other in the DM and
Rich,
discuss it
instead
that
of
way?
putting
Like,
everything out in
Rod,
open. Yep.
exactly.
that's
So there
just
was-
wild to me.
There was okay, so they did talk yesterday evening. And they pretty much worked it out, and they kind of just understand now. Both of them understand, hey, we're competitive. You know what I mean? If you're not
There's
getting
nothing
it,
wrong with that.
if you're not getting it, then I'm getting it. If I'm not getting it, then you're getting it, right? If we're on the first on it, so somebody is always going to be copying essentially the same news right after each other. So you can't get mad at me when I'm doing it 5 minutes after you, because I'm not worrying about what you're doing. I'm just worried about doing this. And they figured that out. And
That's good.
Homeboy figured out that, you know, he's like, I put you on blast, and then all your homies came into my stuff and started putting me on blast. And he's like, it didn't work for anybody. He understands now, if he's got issues, he's got a back channel, and they're gonna talk about it through the back channel.
Yeah, I was about to go on there and beat both of their asses, but I let it go.
It's a real corny move by two men, two grown
I don't even know
men.
who they are, bro.
I just don't understand like why you can't. Hey, if I got an issue with Bashar, hey Bashar, I'm gonna hit you in your DM. Hey, let's discuss this, blah blah blah, whatever the
Yep.
situation may be. But I'm not gonna put it on my timeline for everybody, with both of them having the followings that they have, for each of them to look at each other and go, wait, what? When y'all could have easily talked about this behind closed doors. That's corny to me. But you know, it is what it is. And they can feel how they want to feel. I make my own thumbnails and everything, so nobody can steal from me unless you just actually have the shot or whatever the case may be.
You
So
gotta put that
whatever.
watermark.
exactly. Woo.
Even if you did
I know
create it
my
and somebody
work.
used it, you probably wouldn't even care.
How are you going to
I
put a
don't.
watermark on an image that you created from two other images that you didn't have the
But
right
this,
to?
isn't that a compliment, though?
I agree with you. I think it is, but you know, other people don't look at it that way. I do make them.
If I post
but,
something that you
know.
made, I liked it. I'm like, hey, that should be a compliment. But it's not like you're taking somebody's wife.
Especially
you
if I'm
know.
the big swinging dick in the community. I'm sorry. I don't need to worry about what other people are doing.
And
You
this
know what
was
I
said
mean?
by the man with the smallest.
There you go. Hung like a Tic Tac,
Here
small
we
white,
go
1
again.
calorie. Won't freshen your breath. Hey, 49er Media, do you know what a cock ring does?
He left.
He's under 18, bro. Leave him alone.
No, that's your story. That's your story. That's what gets you going.
It's
and
not
revved up.
funny, Beto. Not funny, Beto.
See, why not to be Beto? I didn't even
Yeah.
say it.
He's a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a
100%
real
meat.
boy.
You said everything.
100% beef right here, baby. The real
You
thing.
lied to me.
But
Those
anyway.
media's trying to throw some punches there.
Yeah, I know. See. I told you if you poke him enough, he'll fight back. But anyway, it's been a great show. We've been on it for about an hour and 10 minutes, having fun, talking football. We talked about the quarterback situation. We talked about the D line, the offensive line. Before we call it a night, the offensive line only lost one player, Mike McClinchy at the right tackle position.
I mean, we lost
Brunskill.
Daniel Brunskill. Yeah, Daniel
Brunskill.
Brunskill.
No, but he's a backup. He was more of a rotational. I'm talking about pure starter.
The guy who people said I look like.
He had a foot in each roll. He had a foot in each roll.
He was
True,
Aaron Donald's
true.
father, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Donald's daddy.
Aaron Donald's happy that he's out of the NFC
Oh,
West.
bro.
Rod's loving it.
Yeah, I see him, man. I love when Ron moves and laughs because his what do you call it? The shadow part of it
Yeah,
stays
the
in
shadow
the middle.
part of the virtual background. Yeah.
It keeps,
But then he
it
moves-
just keeps dipsing. Yeah,
I'll say this
I'm
though:
like, what
before
the
Rod
hell?
laughs, though, when he jumps on these podcasts, he's the most serious looking one, like the most locked in looking one. But then when he laughs, it changes. You know, it's like,
Exactly. I'm like, see, that's the thing. People look at the face and they go, "Oh, I don't know how I can approach him," and I'm like, I'm just as cool as a fan.
At
Say
my old job,
whatever.
people thought I was
Let's
the
just
meanest person in the
I'm
world.
good.
before they
Yeah,
started
like-
they're like, "Well, you look like you're so mean and you're intimidating."
Yeah.
Like,
I tell too many jokes. You might want to be like, okay, you know what? Maybe he should be mad. Nah, life is good. Hey, I made it to 42 years, man. A lot of people don't make it this far. So why should I be mad and complain and be upset about a lot of things when I could really and truly, I could. But why should I let the negatives defeat me and win? Nah.
Hey, that's a positive thing
Nah.
to say, bro. I made it. I've been shot, stabbed before. I made it to 10 years of being paralyzed from my waist down. Couldn't get up. Couldn't even go to the bathroom on my own. So I take life. I don't take it for granted anymore. I have fun. I enjoy it. And I don't take nothing seriously. As long as it doesn't get personal, nothing
There you
serious.
go.
It's all in fun. That's why when I see all these things on
Absolutely.
Twitter, it bothers me. I don't get involved in it, but it's like, man, who cares? You have your following, and who cares who does what? Just continue to do
Right.
you. Just do
Why don't
you.
you guys both do a show together?
And, yeah, kumbaya intro.
better
Hey,
one who?
What's the German word for Vaseline?
Ryan.
Der Wiener Schleider.
Wiener slider. Yeah, you're gonna slide it right in.
You know what
All
the
right
Russian
then,
word
Ryan.
for venereal disease is?
No.
Rotcherkakov.
The fact that you know this, Ryan, you have no
You
girlfriend.
know what
huh?
the German word for constipation is?
Oh my god, no.
Far from
like this.
pooping.
That's that was definitely made up.
Just-
That's not a real word.
Just
Farfignugan is a real word.
Farvanugan's a real word. It means
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Farfignugan.
heading out. you
Volkswagen
all.
used to use in their ads.
All right, 49 Media. The,
49 Media, give
the
us some
fun one of the
Hindi.
night is leaving us first. I'm going to be shutting it down too, though. But thank you, sir.
I don't know enough Hindi. For sure.
You got to say something. Come on, man.
What do you got
I don't
going this
know
week?
any Hindi.
He's,
What do you got
he's
going on
Russian.
this
He's
week?
not Indian.
What? What do I
Yeah,
have?
say it to
going
this
on
guy and
this
he just
week?
laughs.
School.
You don't got a show? You don't got a show or something? You ain't got a guest?
Nah,
another?
I just don't have the time. Like, I try and make my weekends relaxing when I can, and I don't really like doing shows right now because I don't got the time, and I like to spend my weekends
He's
just
too cool for
chilling.
us.
You got to let those palms rest time to time.
Exactly.
I heard when
All right.
nothing comes out, it's time to stop.
Oh my God. You know what, bro? Okay. Yeah, I got to take
Thank
control
God
of
my
this
niece and
narrative.
nephew aren't watching this.
Yeah,
Hold on. We need
like
Ryan.
Buddy,
To take
he
a-
is on a roll.
Ryan is like, yeah. Ryan, turn off that other screen, bro. I know what you're watching.
Alrighty, guys. Peace.
All right. For the
Take it
media,
easy.
have a wonderful night.
Right, for
Easy,
media.
man.
All right. Now that we have,
Now we can
that the
really talk
virgin
and
of
have
the
some
group
fun.
left, let's bring the non-virgin
No.
into the group. What's up,
Oh
John?
wow, we were
John.
about to end the show.
That's the after party now. This is the after party, baby.
We don't hear you, John.
I just got to the house. Restream's not a fan of mobile
Dude,
at all.
Restream
I
sucks.
mean, not at all.
Receive not a field of what?
They're not fans of mobile
Oh,
phones,
mobile.
cell phones. Trying to do the show on the run.
She's
Not-
think he said
dependent on
mobile.
the cell phone.
Why? What do you call them, Bash?
Oh, cell phones.
Cell phones.
Bash would know about cell phones.
Yeah, man.
So what are you guys talking about?
Oh, about how Bash, about how Bashar owns a chain of cell phone stores.
Oh, you gonna blow my cover now?
Oh my God. Okay, Bash.
He turned in his gas station company and got a cell phone.
Yeah, Beto. Yep, you're right.
You know me, bro. I'm on a day to day, bro. I'm having it today. I'm
Day-to-day.
just letting loose like a fart. Just let it go. Can't keep it in. But no, I love my boy Bashar. He's awesome. I love him.
Bet
He's-
those like the
he's the
walking
man.
parts.
No,
Just
you don't
go
want
slip
no,
out
I knocked
the
my sock
skull.
out. So real quick before we do call it a night, just because our boy John came in, give him a few minutes. We were just talking about our D line, how it's going to be a different D line with Hargrave in there. How much that's going to help out Eric Armstead, and especially if Jackson comes in and really takes his own from freshman to sophomore year with us. And I'm trying to compare it to the 2019. We know what we had in 2019. We hope that we have that or better in 2023, and it looks like he's leaning that way. And people don't realize a good front line can make life easy for the secondary. Much
without a doubt.
they don't have to sit there and cover it too long because the quarterback is trying to get rid of that ball. And I really believe the interceptions are going to go up from our secondary. And Gibson already has a nose for the ball. So does Hufanga. Now it's all about Mooney and Lenore. And Lenore got 2 interceptions, one in each playoff game, the wild card and the divisional game. And he's stepping up, bro. So imagine that D line putting that force on the quarterback, making him run like a little girl. It's going to benefit our freaking secondary. And then you have the best 2 linebackers sitting right there. In Fred Warner and Greenlaw.
And Greenlaw.
Some little girls can run really good though.
You think?
How do you
think,
know, Bashar? Did you running away from you?
Oh goodness.
You might be
Not
on
the
something
little
there.
girls. Here, I have a candy for you. No.
Wait, is that coming from the guy who was trying to make the person who was over 18 into a minor?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, look at he has the face. Come on.
He did have a baby.
Is that
face.
what gets you, Beto?
I love this guy.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
That's
But that
pretty
anyway, that's what we were talking about, amongst other things, that for the fact that we have Ryan here and Ryan's really loose right now, we're not going to get back into. But Ryan was talking. We're not going to talk about that. But what's your thoughts on the D line and the improvement of one guy, particularly Hargrave?
What
can do
in
for
the
this team.
hell?
Just practicing.
Okay, you gotta
practicing.
edit that out. We're gonna have to edit that out.
I
You guys
didn't
weren't
see it.
watching the screen. Thank God you weren't watching the screen.
I don't
What
know
happened?
What you're talking about?
Ryan just single-handed. He just throated that mic and its furry little ass.
Oh my goodness!
I
Lizzie.
missed
No,
that.
I wasn't
totally
watching.
missed that. Furry microphones.
No, it wasn't me. It was Ryan. I don't have no furry stuff.
Beto, you giving candy to children? Is that what I see that is?
No, bro. I'm a big guy, bro. I eat the candy
Hey,
before I give it
what
away.
size bag of lollipops do you
Ain't no
buy?
candy get away from this fat boy.
What
Come on.
increment of lollipops do you buy? But you know what? Do you go by the pound? By the 50 pound?
Well, I was talking to your sister and she sold me half a pound.
Half a pound of
You don't want to know how I paid her with. So
okay. Well, she got her own separate operation, bro. I don't care. And
I don't know what your sister looks like, bro. So I'm not gonna make no comment. She looks like you, bro. I'm saying
Looks
the way
like
I'm
my
eating.
sister.
I'm keeping my candy.
it looks
Look
like
at
my
look
sister.
at Rod. Look at Rod. Rod's like he just spaced out. He's like, I'm watching something else on the screen. I'm being polite, but damn if I'm on the show next week. Forget this.
I was like, I ain't getting in the middle of that.
We're already wild on our show, so it's just like
I gotta watch your show.
All
I
I
only
can do
watched a
is
little bit of
laugh
your
right
show
His
last
show's
time.
more wild.
That's a
than
great.
this.
That's a good show, man.
I better
last
not
week-
be disappointed. I'm just saying.
all I say is tune in. That's all I'm gonna say.
Who's
Put
throating
your
a
your
mic?
channel on the
Who's
comments,
talking
bro,
about?
so that we can show it.
Mariah had shared it
Gotcha.
earlier.
Yeah, she did.
Or did you? I didn't see it. I don't know if
The
I
Gina
brought it
Rep
up.
in the
Probably
Bay
not.
channel. Gina Rep in the Bay.
Yeah.
It only gets like, broadcasted in the group chat like every day. You know what I mean, Beto? I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's only,
No, I don't
shows
go
being
into the
And shout out to
go into the
everybody
chat
that
and
does
this
it.
I have to.
right? I
Shout
need
out
to
to
start
everybody
doing
that
that
does it. We appreciate y'all.
Oh, absolutely, man. Make sure to go and tune in to the channel.
Yep.
If you want to have fun, you want to be entertained, little football, little basketball. I'm pretty sure you guys talk
Life.
about other sports, but if you just want to see, just laugh and the whole thing about podcasting, if I may, is to escape the real world, right? To escape the problems, the bills, the spouses, the whatever it is, to escape. There it is. Thank you, Mariah.
Thank you,
Go
Mariah. Appreciate
go
you.
ahead and make sure to follow them. The whole point of this is to escape the issues that are really present in life, man. If you can escape for an hour and laugh, that's good, man. That's why I think it's crazy when people bring those problems from the outside into this world. It's like, how do you escape then? If you deal with it outside and you deal with it in here, where's the escape? And
Yeah.
it's like, it's like being
Coming
locked
here
up
for all the wrong
24/7.
reasons. You got to do this for yourself. I cannot repeat this enough. Content creation, podcasting, whatever you call it, if you're not doing it for yourself, if you're doing it for validation from others, my friends,
Absolutely.
that is
Or money.
absolutely the wrong way to go about it, man. You must
Yeah,
do it for
man.
yourself first. If you're doing it to compete, if you're constantly watching the numbers of others rise and you feel as though you have plateaued or you're not growing fast enough, that's not what this is about, man.
Absolutely.
You grind to your own brand. You build your own brand. And if your brand grows, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it won't matter because you just need to do this for yourself first. If you enjoy doing it, I only enjoy doing it because I want to do it for myself. If it grows, great, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm not looking over my shoulder at the next guy to see if what I'm doing isn't growing, or if I'm not achieving the same goals as the next guy. Doesn't matter, man. Like this, you grind for yourself, and then everything else will come afterwards. And I think we can all agree with you. You know what I mean? You guys, Beto, I completely agree, bro. So I just think that you must do this for yourself first, and do not look for validation from others, because the moment you've done that, you've forgotten why you got here in the first place.
Yeah, you fall into that rabbit hole.
Yep.
You fall into that rabbit hole trying to get validation. People are not going to give it to you. People are always going to say something negative about you.
Period.
It's period. Thank you. Yes, period. They're going to find something to dislike about you. You can be the best comedian. You can be the best podcaster. They're going to find something. And it's not even you. It's issues they have that they haven't dealt with. And they're trying to express that by putting it or projecting it onto others. But the issues individually inside of them. And so you can look for that in others. You got to do it for the fun of it, enjoy it. If you get one viewer or 100 viewers, you got to treat it the same. Enjoy
Yep.
it, and understand that
Yep.
it's not fair for that one viewer that you're complaining about not enough views, because you're saying in a essence that viewer that came supported you is not enough. It's like, yeah, I don't want to care about him, which you should care about. So whether I have one viewer or 100 viewers, I still do my thing. I have fun, and if I have a lot of views, great. If I don't, I express what I wanted to say in the first place, and no big deal. But I understand that we all come from different walks of life. We all deal with a lot of issues and internally separate from the media. But all I can say is this is just my opinion, and I'm not directing this to no one. This is just my opinion. You got to be careful what you or how you speak in social media about personal things, because not everybody's going to
Absolutely.
truly have the best interest of you when you
Absolutely.
expose yourself to the media. Because if you're a person that needs to do this and then they start talking bad about you, that's just going to put you deeper into that hole, in my opinion. So why set you up like that? Why set yourself up like that? If you have a friend you know, private chat them, and it's better to get a review from one individual than 100 idiots that don't even know you personally.
even
They're just
know
going to
you.
make a assessment based on your video. That's what they're going
And
to
even
do.
and even if you were to see them one on one, regardless of the fact, you're gonna walk by each other 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because a lot of people up here, they'll look at how many people, how many followers they have, or whatever the case may be, and think that they're too big for just a normal conversation. And it's like, nah, if you see me anywhere on the street, people, Rod Cali, I'm gonna speak to you. What's up? How you doing? Like, you're a person just like I am. I'm no better than you are. All I'm doing is just expressing myself on a different platform than you may want to choose. I'll use that word, because at the end of the day, how you express yourself and what you want to express, hey,
Mhm.
do it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Right
Exactly.
now, we have all these people in here right now, and we appreciate all y'all in here. Y'all just listening to us talk, and we're having
Yep.
a good conversation about our favorite team. Why not
And
that be
talk rings.
good? And nobody's that too, and nobody's sitting up here looking for a handout. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, what's up? I'm passionate about talking about my team. I want to talk about it right now. Let me get this off my chest. Okay, move on with whatever the news is for the day. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
to get, like John said earlier, to escape away from the entire day that you have, to not hear about, what's going on in the true world right now. And we talking about, something totally different. Man, why not? Why not, man? It's just, hey, you got to do it. You just got to do your thing.
Yeah, those issues are going to be there once you're done in here.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you, they're not leaving. They're waiting for you to get back to it. Why not escape it? And like, I love talking to you guys. Football. I love hanging out. I'm killing an hour or two hanging out with my boys on social media, which is the beautiful thing about social media. Not all of us can be in different cities, different part of the world, but we can all hang out as friends. I understand there's a lot of great content creators that have a great big following, and I'm happy for them. Hey, man, they're hustling, they're working, they're getting it done. But I don't necessarily need to have them on my show because of their following.
Yep.
I rather, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but if they don't want to come on, that's fine. But if I'm talking to Rod or John or Ryan or Bashar and we're having a good time, Mariah, and we're having a good time, that's all that matters to me. It doesn't matter who has a big following or not. Not that you guys don't have a big following, but you guys get my point. It doesn't matter the following, it matters the personalities that I run into, you guys, the way we get
Right.
along and we love
Right.
talking to one another. That's what matters. So I can talk to Bashar. Me and Bashar can do a show every week, whether nobody follows or not. It doesn't matter. I'm having a good time with Bashar. I'm enjoying myself. So forth
Right.
with anybody else. So who cares what people think? Who cares how people advance? And if somebody comes in and does better than you, and you've been here for whatever long, it happens. It
Right.
happens. I always say it's not what you know sometimes, it's who you know. And if you get into the right connection, you're gonna blow up. But I can't hate on that individual for doing it. He did it and he blew up, and hey, go for it. I'm just going to continue to do what I do, grind. And I mean, look at it. Look, we've been talking about a lot of crazy things plus football. We got 14 people in here still hanging out with us, man. I mean, I'm grateful for those 14. I don't count Brandon, so it's 13. But not just kidding. You know, I appreciate everybody in the chat, you know, and
Yeah.
all you guys. You know, we all
Absolutely.
could be doing something different. We can all be
Yep.
doing our own thing right now. But the fact that we're here, still here, it's awesome. Why? Because we're enjoying each other's company. You guys are talking amongst each other on the chat. We're talking here on the panel. We're interacting with one another, and that's what it should be. So when I see all this thing on social media and then I see about things, and one thing is negativity, in my personal opinion, again, if you want following and you're negative, you're going to do the opposite of what you want. You want followers, but if you're so negative, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose followers. So it's kind of like working against, you know what I mean? So
It's a catch 22.
Misery,
the catch one, yeah,
misery loves company, family.
misery loves,
And
yeah,
it really does. And if you cater to that, and if you project it, you're gonna get negative back. It's just
Absolutely.
nothing good comes from it. I just, it's not a competitive. This isn't a competition.
correct.
You know,
It's not.
we
It's not.
all have jobs to do outside of this is my time to chill with you guys. I can't have a beer with you, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna talk Niners with you, you know. But make no mistake, it takes to devote your time to content creation. You can't have a day job, man. You need to grind 5 days a week and stay on the cusp of everything that's dropping when it drops. You got to be the
Yep.
first to break it.
Yep.
I don't have that kind of patience, guys.
Me
I can't
either.
even.
I don't.
I'm too ADD to be able to do that, man. I'll be like, I'll sit here and I'll be reading one article, thinking about 500 other things. The TV could be talking about Lamar getting traded somewhere. I'd miss it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like I'd be the last to tell you because
True business.
I'm just
man.
not gonna. I can't devote that much time and effort to content creation. So what I do one show a week. Do one show a week on my channel with my boys, and that's it. You know, anything else we do, that's a bonus. But outside of that, there's guys that do 3 shows a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. God bless you. You know, God
Yep.
bless you. And if you've got the time and the energy to do it, there's a damn good chance I'm already subscribed, right? So at the end of the day, I just do this for me. I do it for me because I enjoy it. You know, nobody in my house wants to hear me talk Niners as much as I talk Niners. So I come here and I do it with the people that I care about, and I enjoy the company. The conversation's always fluid, and I think that goes without being said. We've got to do this for ourselves and no one else. That's it. Like I've said it 100 times over again. Don't do this for validation. Do it for yourself.
Plus, on top of that, I do it for my mentals. It helps my mentals out. Anytime I
Dude.
hear and I can think this
Facts.
out, I can, speak on something like this and just talk it out. And I'm like, yo, I feel that much more better because guess what? I've gotten that one thing check mark off my list. You know what I'm saying? I can continue on and go about whatever it is. I got like-minded people talking about the same thing that I want to talk about. And it's just, that's the part that I think people miss in the entire situation. Get a job, but when you get that job, do a passion, find a passion that you love. And then once you figure that part out, the rest will take care of itself. I'm a photographer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anytime I do something like this, hey, it's all good. Guess what I'm doing? It's what I love. I love shooting pictures. I get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is as far as that. So, hey,
To get paid for something you love to do, it's definitely a blessing, bro.
absolutely.
I cannot stress that enough. If you enjoy doing something and you get paid for it, man, that's the job to have. And a lot of us are able to have that. Some of us are not, because like, and to make this, and to kind of change the subject, like I wouldn't trust Ryan with his job at all. You know what I mean? So I would not pay him to do his
Smart
job.
man.
Yep, exactly. But I asked the panel this, and we're going to wrap it up. I asked the panel based on our personalities on here. I want the panel to say what type of beer Rod likes, what type of beer does Bashar like, what without stereotyping. But
I
what
love to hear my answer.
I
This
would
would
love
be
to see what
comedy.
beer
I
John
have
likes
no
and
opinion
Ryan and
towards it.
myself. Now I don't drink beer, but I used to like a beer, so I would left. So I'm interested to and put our name. Put like Beto likes Modelo. Or
It would be funny. I'm bet I don't drink beer either. That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm like, I just would love to hear the answer.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I've been. The last time I drank beer, I got incarcerated. So I don't
I
know how
love
to
beer.
keep my hands to myself when I'm drunk. I
So
think when I
Rod
was-
is White Claw because he don't drink beer.
White Claw.
Yeah,
I
because he
drink
don't
a little
drink beer.
juice with something else in it.
Yeah.
White Claw is that's
Beto-
not beer. Come on, man.
Beto, it's kind of along the same lines actually. Now Beto is Tecate. I
I
think.
said no stereotyping.
Well, I believe that's one of the beers that you used to like to drink.
Yeah, but that's not my favorite.
Oh, my bad. Was it Modelo Especial?
There you go again with the stereotype.
Well, I know that that's the only beers you ever talk about drinking.
Coors. It was my favorite.
Coors, the banquet beer?
Yep.
Oh, you talk about the stuff that always has to be refrigerated.
Yep.
Which was a lie
Oh.
because the trucks never were refrigerated.
I know, but that was my favorite. People don't normally never guess that, and that was years ago. I mean, I haven't drank in such a long time. I haven't done no recreational drugs or alcohol in the last 25 years now. Like I said, the last time I was facing a judge, and I was facing a long time in prison, and and I always say when my daughter, a lot of people I've heard my story when I had my first daughter, and I held her in my arms for the first time. I looked at her and I'm like, if I don't change my lifestyle, I'm going to be in prison for the rest of my life. I'm going to be dead or something. And I had to make because the lifestyle that I was living gangs and everything. And I had to make a dramatic change for her. And I used to have a temper and ugly, and my daughter's the oldest, Erica, but
Coors
they've
Light.
never seen me get angry. They never see me get upset. And that to me it's a blessing.
That's how
Lemon
you
beer.
used to
Salute
drink
to you,
banquet
man.
beer.
Huh?
You got that big long story, and I never understood how it matched up with the banquet beer.
That's how it matched up. He's there laughing. I can see him laughing. But anyway,
Hey,
that-
John V, he's Elysian Space Dust, and Bashar is Pyramid Hefeweizen.
no, Tecate is my favorite, but I didn't want to say that because
Oh,
you had to
bastard!
go.
I
stereotype
had
me.
you because I know you've mentioned that beer so many times, and that's like your go-to when you mention beer is Tecate,
Tecate.
and then
yeah.
you try and turn around on me like I'm putting you in a box or something.
Have
hear you,
seen me
John.
lately? You can't put
John,
me in
you're,
a box,
you're
man.
muted.
So, what kind of beer do you think
What-
John drinks? I'm
I
curious.
said
Yeah,
he was Elysian
what-
Space Dust.
What is that?
Whoa, it's
I've seen it
amazing.
before. I've seen it. Never had it, but I've seen it.
It's amazing. It's an IPA. It's a. I
Well,
think
he doesn't know
it's-
what it is, so
I think it's
obviously you don't drink it.
8.2%. I want to say.
I listen. So here's the thing. I do
used to
love
drink-
craft beer.
I used to drink 4 of them, 4 big boys at Buffalo Wild Wings before I'd go home on Fridays. Pow.
Yes, I love beer, but I like craft beer. There's a local brewery in Cleveland. It's called Great Lakes. They make some of the best beer that I do
That's how-
enjoy IPAs, but
That's how
that's my
Elysian
beer.
started
It's
out.
Great
Was a craft beer. It just got bought out by Anheuser-Busch because it was so damn good.
Yeah. Great. That's good beer. I bet it's awesome, Ryan.
I'm
But
telling you.
for me, I'll drink. Oh, Molson Canadian is. First of all, I haven't had a Molson beer since I was like 18.
Molson.
It was like Molson Ice or something, or
Yeah,
it was Molson. Was Molson Triple X? Was that a beer?
I think Molson
Might have been.
XL or something like that. They had like, I remember there being some kind of like an X or something on there. What about Kokanee? Why'd you go to Molson? Kokanee's awesome, and you skipped over Kokanee and went to Molson.
Well, first of all, I mean, if I get a drink,
Oh
if I get to
my
choose
God.
my drink, I'm a bourbon guy, so I'm gonna pour some bourbon, neat,
How many times I got
in a glass, no ice, none of it. I just want to drink bourbon. I love bourbon. Period. Whiskey all day, and then beer. But I'll drink if I get to choose what I'm drinking. I'm drinking whiskey first. That's my choice.
Ooh, whiskey.
Yes.
The hard stuff. Yeah,
Yes,
I
love it.
and those that drink and can drink and handle it, that's great. You know, you get, you know, those that drinking in moderation and just enjoy it. I would literally go out and look for fights because I was bored. Go to bars and just pick on someone like an idiot. But anyway, I was curious. You know, I know people. I don't know if whoever has to go can go ahead and go. We have 20 in here strong, so I'm going to keep it going just because we have 20 strong in here. But I understand that some of you may have to go. You guys are welcome to just type it in the private chat. Let me know if you're going. I think
I think Rod said he was
Ryan's
about
leaving.
to bounce. Huh? Oh, am I
You
leaving?
leaving, Ryan?
Oh, I only if you want me to.
No, I
Rod
thought-
said
could
he
you-
was leaving.
Oh, Rod.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay,
yeah,
Rod.
I gotta go.
It-
Yeah,
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
your
y'all.
Pleasure,
time,
Rod.
brother.
Always a pleasure. Always, man.
Likewise, man. Good to see y'all fellas.
You gonna plug
Alright,
your
man.
show before you leave?
I'm
You
gonna
know
definitely
it.
watch your show.
Hey,
When's the next
Hey,
show, real quick?
look. Monday
Monday okay.
night, 9 p.m. Oh, 9
Eastern?
p.m. Eastern time, 6
So
p.m. Pacific.
That's good
Yeah.
to know because I'll be
I
at
can't-
9 o'clock. Like, where are they?
You won't be able to watch them, Beto.
Well, I'll watch a replay, but I would like to
Yeah.
comment in there.
Yeah, you guys got your show going on at the same time as our NWO, so it's like I don't know
Oh,
how
is
you-
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
Same
damn.
time. Same time.
same time.
That's right. I can always ditch
Well-
this guys and go watch your show, but it's okay. I might be sick on Monday.
You did that last week
Once
or
again,
this
bro, I
week.
appreciate
You did that
you.
this week.
Beto, you might be sick, as in like in quotes. You gotta put them in quotes.
Oh, got you. But anyway, Rod, thank you. Check them out
Yes,
on
sir.
come on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. Check out
Look
the
at me
show.
on Twitter.
I'll be
Yeah,
looking at the replay. I'll probably just type hello to your show and then while I'm doing this show on Monday.
Yo, y'all need a logo or something done? Hey, holla at me. I do them. Trust me. Good stuff.
Ooh,
Good work.
I like that competition. I do them
Yeah.
too. So let's
Me
put
too.
it there. That'll be fun.
We-
We'll have a
we all
logo
do 'em.
battle. We can
I
have a
got the
logo battle.
websites unlocked too.
I like.
Hey, that'll be
I like
fun, wouldn't
logos.
it? Do a logo battle and have the viewers choose which one they like the most.
Yeah, and do it for my channel.
look at John.
John, you could actually
Pete's.
here. I
I'm
give it to
kidding.
you. I'm dead serious. I give you the boom. And here you go.
Hey, listen, this is
It
me
wouldn't
though.
bother
If-
me. I'm
If,
with
if
it.
Rod does a logo and I think it's better than what I do, I have no problem saying, "Hey, Rod, can you hook me up?" Because I don't have an issue with that. It's I have no
Yeah,
problem acknowledging
likewise.
someone doing something better than me.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Same
There's
here.
no pride here. I just hey,
None
if
with
he,
me either.
yeah. So
If yours is dope, yours is dope. You know, everybody should have their own lane at the end of the day.
absolutely, bro. Nobody's better than nobody. Just your own lane. You said it best,
That's it,
Rod.
man.
All right,
That's
brother.
it.
I'll let you go
Appreciate
because
y'all.
I'll keep you here another hour.
Later, Rod.
Be safe. All right,
Be blessed,
John.
brother.
Y'all be safe. Later, Bashar.
Bashar, I know you had made a comment as well.
See ya.
You want to hang out or you want to go?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll hang out for like 10 minutes more at the most, dude. I
All
sit
right.
in a really crappy chair, so
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Mine has a massage. It's massaging my ass.
Wait, is it
talking,
Jimmy
so-
G? Is it Deshaun Watson giving you?
Wow, bro.
What?
You, you went
he's
dark.
on a vengeance. He's
Media.
Oh,
Media came back with some.
he
Media,
would be
media
Watson
went-
in the
He went,
scenario.
he went and had his cookies and then came back.
He would
with
be
vengeance.
Watson in the scenario. The chair would be the masseuse.
Media went and had a large glass of milk and came back. It chose vengeance, bro.
Yeah.
Nah,
He goes, I want to
nah,
go dark. I'm going to make this chocolate milk.
nah. I
was
just
strong.
needed time to like leave and then come back and.
So you went and yelled? That asshole
Steve
Gato.
Supremo's right, actually. I think he remembered. I mentioned it on one show. I went to an Italian restaurant and I did have a
Yes.
Peroni, and that's a really, really good beer. It's an Italian beer. I recommend that one. That's really good.
I'd
Thank
rather
you.
have
Good
Stella
memory,
Artois
Steve.
than a
Steve-O.
Peroni, but
I'm a Corona type of guy.
ugh.
Are you over 21? 14 media?
Yeah,
Oh,
bro, I've
you're-
told you that. I've told you that 5 times today.
I don't pay
I
attention to
do.
what you say, bro. So say it again. Just kidding, bro. Just
You know,
kidding.
twice
Here, get
twice in my career as a beer man, there was 2 recalls on Corona's beer because the glass that they used was dissolving and shards of glass were
that was,
coming
like,
loose in the
years-
bottles.
Yeah, but that was like years ago.
In two separate situations. So they didn't learn their lesson the first time. Who knows if they learned it the second time?
Jesus. Ryan, where do you get this stuff? Consumer Reports? I mean, what do you got, a subscription or what?
Used to be a beer man, bro.
He's a
I-
beer sommelier.
He's a
Bro,
beer guy who knows
you-
about all the recalls on the glass bottles.
You gotta
It's
understand,
insane.
bro. One time, so we
All
used to
right, I'm
use-
gonna have to learn sign languages now because that way Beto can understand.
You
what
should
I'm
do a
saying.
beer channel, and I'll do my food channel.
No, there's the recalls. There was okay. So I was telling you about Elysian. Elysian was bought by Anheuser-Busch. So there for a while, they were trying to put out the narrative saying that all Elysian beer is still brewed in Elysian.
Did he just decide to stop speaking?
Yeah.
Well, I got
Okay.
muted, so I didn't know why I would
Damn, you are
continue
good.
speaking.
You are good, bro. You do pay attention. I love it. Media would have just kept on talking.
What? No.
Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't know where I left off, so don't worry about it.
Don't start getting.
Well, don't cut me off in the middle of it. I'm a sweet smoker. I don't remember shit.
I love Ryan, man. Ryan, I had a show.
Ryan, that's hilarious.
I had a show with
Poor
Ryan
media-
on Saturday.
media
I
went
had a
and took
show with
shot
Ryan
of
on
his bottled
Friday.
water.
On Friday, right? We did a show. I jumped on his show, his call-in show. By the way, check out Ryan's call-in show every Friday. He has a lot of people on there and just talk 49 football. These guys talk for 6 hours. That's why Ryan can handle this show for going on 2 hours, because this is like nothing compared to the 6 hours he does. But anyway, we talked on Friday, right? So and then on Saturday or Sunday, or Monday, I missed the show on Monday, and so this guy's texting me, "Hey man, is there something wrong? Can we, and I'm like, I was on your show Friday. I got no issues with you." He's like, "Oh, okay." I go, "You already forgot that I was on your show Friday?" But I love Ryan. Ryan's cool, man.
Hey, Beto,
Right.
you
Shout
couldn't
out
even
to-
remember what I just said, so
And shot
I
it out
can't,
to
bro. I'm old.
just hitting somebody up and asking if they got a problem and not,
No, I
going out on
appreciate that.
social media talking shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Beto was like,
No, that's the
if I
right
had a
way to
problem,
do
I'd
it.
tell you. And I'm like, thank you. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
that's the right way to do it. Yeah, and I did answer that. I said if I ever have an issue with anybody, I'm gonna straight up say what my issue is, so that way there's never no misunderstanding by anyone. Because that's how shit gets in. People get into trouble that they don't say nothing. And other people start adding little pieces, and by the time it gets to the person, they're like, "What? Beto said what?" And I'm like, "I don't even know I said something." So, but that was funny. But Mr. 49 Media, you say you said it a few times, and I do apologize for not remembering. I don't remember. How old did you
okay.
say you were? I'm gonna write it down, bro.
I'm just gonna let you take a guess.
Oh no, I'm terrible, bro. I thought you were 16.
13?
See?
Higher.
I gave you 3 years older
Here,
than
here,
Come on,
I'll
you
let
know he's
you
older than
Here,
that.
I'll say
I'll-
22. 22.
No. Here, I'll let
another
you guess,
bowl?
and I'll say higher or lower. Okay.
Higher. Like 2 or
22.
3 hits.
You said 22, lower.
Then you're just 21.
20. He's 20.
Yeah, 21. Exactly.
No,
That's
he
21
said he
over
drinks
here.
beer, bro. How could he be 20?
I don't know.
I
some
was
people still
drinking
drink
beer
before
before
they're
I
I
was
mean,
21.
college students be
Who the
drinking,
fuck?
even before they're
Bro,
21.
bro,
I'm not in
but
that
look,
case,
look,
but there's
look at
people
him.
that do that.
He's not gonna drink before 21.
I was drinking
Yeah.
4 cases of beer a weekend when I was 20 years old working at the
Yeah,
sawmill.
I never drank before.
I was getting them for
turned 21.
$7.50.
And I don't mean that
a
disrespectfully.
24-pack.
I can tell he wouldn't do that. Now, Ryan, you probably drank when you were coming out of your mother's womb.
Ryan looks like he would.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm so glad there wasn't like cell phone cameras and stuff like that back then. You would literally be able to
What's up,
watch
Dion?
me playing drinking games
up,
for
Dion?
3 hours. There would be a
49
video
in the
you could
house.
watch right now of me drinking beer for like 3 hours out of a beer bong. And you'd be like,
A beer bong.
that's
I've seen
stupid.
those. Never
Oh
tried
my
one.
God. So we had a beer bong, and it fit. Oh, I can't remember how much it fit. I think it was
Interesting.
3 16-ounces, and there's 3 or 4 16-ounces, and we call that breaking the table, because I did that once, and then I fell through an antique table, and then that evolved to putting the 3 beers in there to fill it up, and then pouring a couple of shots in it, and that was breaking a table and lighting it on fire. And
Wow.
that's how, yeah. We used to play 3-man. I don't know if you know what that is, but 3-man is a nice drinking game with dice, and we used to play that for hours.
It's been 25 years since I drank or got drunk, bro. I'm pretty sure the games that I played 25 years ago are probably they ain't the same games that people play today or recently.
Yeah, but we're talking older
Yeah,
people.
I used to play a game that's called Getting Laid.
Yeah,
I like that game.
I was very good at that one.
Yeah, that's a game that I really pursued.
I'm really good at it. I come every time.
All right, guys. All right, I think this means this is time for me to leave. So
Yeah.
Hey, was it 10 minutes
Ryan
already?
goes dark. Yeah. Bashar has mass on Sunday, so you can't hear this.
Well, tomorrow's Friday, so he's got a couple days of buffer.
I'm going on Sunday night. Actually, Saturday evening.
Saturday night.
Besides, didn't you hear what happened in Baltimore? I'm sure they're not worried about Bashar.
What happened to Baltimore?
Yeah, what?
Well,
What
there was a 60 years of like investigation going back into the church that got like unsealed or pulled out, and you know how it is. It's not a good story.
Well,
Guys.
I
All
always
right,
tell people
guys.
that.
Great talking to you guys. I'm out of here.
See ya.
All right, Bashar, thanks for
Sorry,
tuning in,
Bashar.
bro.
Sorry.
I'm going to be in it in two also because it's going to be. I'm not going to try to race Ryan's show on Fridays. I can't do the 6-hour thing. That's crazy. I mean, that's cool. It's fun if you pop in and out. But you know what though? I've noticed one thing. If you having fun on what you're talking about, it doesn't. You hear 6 hours, right? And you're like, man, that's a long time. But while you're going through and you're having fun, you don't even feel those 6 hours. You know what I mean?
About an hour in, you kind of you're immersed into it, and you're not even worried about time. And I think it's usually we do about a 5-hour stream, but usually it's like 4.5 hours into it. You look down, you go, because you're like, oh, we're running out of stuff to talk about, and you're like, oh, it's 4 hours and 30 minutes into this thing. Holy moly! And at that point, it's like, we could coast for 30 minutes, get it up over 5. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because that is a big ticket. If you're starting to run out of words of what you're saying, of what you guys talking about, that can tell you. 'Cause I have a friend of mine. We talk on the phone. We enjoy each other's, and I mean, it's like I think I talked to him more than I ever talked to my wife when we were dating. We've been on the phone like up to 3 hours, just me and him on the phone. But we're talking about this, we're talking about that. We just enjoy our conversations. That honestly, of course, during the duration of the 3 hours. I might have walked here, might have put the phone down for a minute. We use the restroom or whatever, come back. But it doesn't seem like 3 hours. Like, holy crap, 3 hours already? And it's cool that me and my wife, she has her friends, I have my friends, and we're not always hovering over each other, like want to hold hands every 5 minutes. We do that. We have our time to watch movies in our time, but then we also have our own time to do our thing, which I think is healthy. But yeah, man. So let's talk a little bit more about football, and then we'll end the show tonight. So we're about to hit the 2-hour mark tonight. I'm just trying to keep it going a little bit because I know my boy John came in. He just got off of work, and I enjoyed talking to him. So let's see what else. I haven't really been on the media as much. You couldn't miss the Trey Lance situation because it was plastered all over Twitter. But has anything? Let's talk a little bit about the draft. It's coming soon. By the way, I'm going to be doing.
Even breathing hard?
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, I'm going to be doing a live on draft day on Thursday. I'm going to be going live. Yes, our Niners stop it. Our Niners don't pick, or at least they're not scheduled to pick in the first round. But it's still fun to talk about other teams and who they got, how, it can affect their team, especially like the Seahawks picking fifth, since they're in the West. So if you guys don't have anything to do, you guys at home, and you guys want to join me on the live, I'm going to be live through the whole first round of the pick, so we can be on here just talking amongst each other, having a good time, and every time there's a pick, discuss the pick, or even we can even guess who they're going to pick before they pick. You know what I mean? So that's happening on Thursday, the 28th, I believe. It's the draft day
Let's
at.
see,
gotta
what-
go.
I'm going to go live 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys want to join, you guys are welcome to join. If not on the panel, you guys are welcome to join in the chat.
It's the 27th, Beto, by the way.
Thank you. 27. Okay, I appreciate that. I'm thinking the 28th because that's when we pick in the third round.
Yeah.
But the 27th. Thank you, sir. So come and join me. Come and join me, and hopefully Brandon will be on here, and we'll have a good old time. But back to tonight. Let's talk a little bit about the draft. We had 3 picks in the third round: 99, 101, and 102. This is no trades. This is not moving up or down. Just at that spot. What position? Because we don't really have a position of need
Doggy.
right now. We don't have a position of need.
I disagree. I think
If
we
you're
do
going
have
to
a
say tackle, I don't think we do have that. But I think Kivitz is going to be okay. I think that's where you were going, tackle, right?
Yeah, I
But
don't like.
you would have to move up to get tackle. I don't know if you can get a good tackle.
I think you
99.
can though, because like I think we have the picks to do it, because we have 3 third-round picks. So, and then we don't have a 4th-round pick, but we have like the 5th, 6th, 7th. I think there's a way we could do it. At least I don't know about going into the 2nd, but I think they could move up for sure, like in the higher parts of the 3rd round.
They're not.
You
They're
want
not
to
gonna. They're
add
not
to
gonna,
that?
They're not going to move up into the 3rd round to try and draft a starter.
Yeah.
The only person that they've drafted started on the offensive line was Mike McGlinchey. Burford was a surprise in the 5th round.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
I don't
it-
see them. I was on with Raj and Ted Talks Ball earlier, and I pretty much said that our starting tackle is on the team right now. Our starting right tackle is on the team.
I'd say our
already right
starting right tackle for the year, though. Like, I don't think for the future.
now. Yes, but I don't think our future one is going to be starting at all this year. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So
Yeah.
if they moved up, they were just, what are they moving up for? They're moving up for a certain player. They're not moving up for a position. You know what I mean? Because the player, they just want to make sure they got that player for when they need him a year later once he's been in the system a year, because they, always like to redshirt their rookies. Look at Aaron Banks. How high was Aaron Banks picked? Redshirted.
Yep.
He could have supposedly he could have came and played about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the season, but they didn't want to mess things up. So he fully got redshirted a year, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's not like we really needed him that year to come in and do things. We had it handled, So I don't think, if we move up, I think it's a bad decision in this, unless we're going to be using capital from next year. I don't think we should move off our 3 picks. I think we should just pick what we got there and just deal with it.
The best available player at those spots. I think you're right there, Ryan. What's your thoughts, John, on those picks? Do you think they move up to get a tackle? And how much do they would have to give up to move into a good spot in the 2nd round to even smell a good tackle? Or do you think they stay at that position, take players? And again, I don't think they have positions of need. I think they're going to take the best available player at that spot. But what's your thought process?
I just don't really remember them doing much other than moving up to get Trey Lance. I just don't see them at 99, 101, and 102. Like, stay pat. There's really no the only way you move up is if you move Ayuk on draft night or Trey Lance. The chatter about Trey Lance potentially going to
Tennessee.
was it? No, what I think it was
Minnesota?
Indy, right? Does Indy have the 30, the 34, 35? Is it Indy?
Let me look at the full
Thank
draft
you.
order.
Stupid.
Is it Indy that has the 34th or
He's
35th? round pick?
35. Yeah, Indy does.
Okay. So if there's any validity to that rumor, that's the only way I see them moving up and getting a day one tackle, right?
That makes sense.
That
I mean,
guy
it
that
doesn't make
Symmetry's
sense either
talking
way.
about, Nathaniel Dell, that dude that out of Houston, the dude had 1,398 yards and 17 touchdowns. Nasty. I watched his highlights. Nasty. That's a Debo replacement right there.
And you can
But
get
you
him
really,
at 35,
you
right?
really think we're gonna get?
No,
a
I know.
receiver?
I think you could get. I think you could get Nathaniel Dell with like, I don't know. You could probably get him later. You wouldn't take him at 99, 101, or 102. You would
Okay.
you would sit pat at 99 and take an edge. At 101, you would take, I don't know, you
Tight
would look
end.
for maybe a left,
tight
maybe
end.
a-
Yeah, tight end. Maybe.
You would probably go safety with 101, and then at 102 you might take a receiver
Boo.
if it's
Tight end.
if
I don't. I think they're
mean,
going.
What do
if,
you tight
John
end?
V,
tight-
I think they
I
go
think
with
they're going
22
edge
personnel.
first.
yeah, because I think safety they'll go later. Like I don't see them going in the third. I think they'll grab someone in the 5th round.
I don't see a tight end I don't see a tight end in the 3rd round.
The good thing,
Right.
there's a lot of good players going out. There's a deep pool of tight ends. There's a deep pool of
That's true. Yeah.
edge rushers. You can get those guys in the 5th, 6th round. You got to hit on them,
Mhm.
but we hit
You
on
need
Kittle.
depth.
I
you
mean,
need
they
depth
even
on the
they're
defense.
also they're doing their visits too, and so they're having the guy from Alabama I know's visiting.
But I think they're going edge with their first pick. Who I don't know, but I think edge is something they're gonna always. They're always gonna either. I don't think they're going to go D tackle anymore because they brought in Hargrave and we have Kinlaw for at least 1 year. They can always address that the following draft. But I think they will go edge, safety, and I'm thinking corner.
How about kicker? No, I'm kidding.
No, not in the 3rd. And they better not go. They better not get running backs. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
The running backs, I don't know what it is, do not work out for us from the 3rd. I know that's not every running back's the same, but when you already have Trey Sermon that is not even on the team anymore,
That was just disappointing for me as a Buckeye fan. That was tough.
And we also traded up for him too.
yep,
that was
with
tough
the
to
Rams,
watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then TDP hasn't worked out for us. I'm not saying he's not, but he hasn't. And you figure you take a running back in the 3rd round, they should take off, fast. But all I know is the Niners are going more for a power run than an outside scheme because they brought in two offensive linemen, 330 plus pounds, and I think they're going to do that to complement TDP more. TDP is more down the hill runner, and between the tackles, you got to open up the lanes for him. You don't have that outside.
You're talking about more of an interior pressure they're trying to establish
to run the ball.
Yeah, because I don't think we're ever going to try to replicate that outside zone that we had with Mostert. We're just not getting that edge. We don't set that edge for that, and we don't have the speed for that. Unless there's a running back out there that just blows your socks off. But Mostert was he's a master of his craft. That dude.
There's this one running back I like.
You have to have speed and vision to make
He's not
up
a
for
fast
Mostert.
guy, but he literally, it's
Alright,
funny because his number's pretty much the name, like as CMC, but he literally looks like CMC. It's a guy from Kansas State. I'll get his name and.
Well, you bring up his name. The kid that we already have on the roster can do that outside zone very well, in my opinion, and that's Mitchell. The problem with Mitchell is he's not always on the field. He's always hurt.
He's not available.
If he can be consistent, I've seen him explode in the outside zone. He's fast. He has a vision. He can
not
hit
that fast, Beto.
not
Mostert
compared
fast.
to Mostert. No, but enough where they let Mostert go.
I mean, Mostert kind of stuck his nose in another man's pockets and then aired all that laundry out. Remember?
No, I didn't.
He wanted
really.
he leveraged them for money by sticking his nose in Coleman's pockets and airing that laundry. Most are
Oh,
pissed them off, man. In my opinion,
Yes,
Mostert
the
pissed
guy.
them off.
Yes, you got it right.
I didn't know
Yes,
that.
49er minded.
Not
You're
just
right.
that, he
That's the
was
guy I
like
was talking about.
he was just injured after just being breathed on. And there's no way you can, base your whole offensive scheme around a guy you can't depend to be on the field.
Yeah, but I think they've been trying to go away from the injuries. Yes, I mean, look, Mostert just it was time. It was time for him to move on. But we will not replicate that outside zone. There's no way, dude.
No.
We executed that well with Breida. We executed that well with Mostert.
Yeah, you need
And
somebody who's got speed and vision. That's what you need. And we just don't have it. We don't have the personnel for it. Not right now.
I don't think we're also gonna really do that much as that outside zone because that's just what it seems like we're not really doing anymore.
What we just said.
Yeah, so what I'm saying
No,
is I'm agreeing with you guys. Like,
Oh.
I think media.
You made it sound like
I
you were
think it's
making a
just-
different point.
I think it's just really we just aren't the same. We're just not the same team to execute it, dude. I just don't think that we. I don't think that we can, and I don't even want to see them try.
So what are we
Really
missing?
don't. We're missing that. We're missing
Mike
Mostert.
McGlinchey.
Mm.
Other than Mostert, because we're saying to run it again, we would obviously need somebody who's got speed and vision like Mostert, right? So without him, what else are we missing? We're just missing McGlinchey. Everything else is still there. Literally, everything else is still there.
I don't think so, man. I think we were pretty successful.
Was
in
Brunskill the missing
2019.
thing? Really? Like, or was
No,
it
but-
was it Mac?
No,
Because
no,
all the
I
other
think it
players on the
was
team are
Weston
still here.
Richburg. I think it was it was like Weston Richburg.
The center's not the one who's running that. It's the tackle. They run it always to the right side, which is Mike McGlinchey's side. That's why I said it was Mike McGlinchey.
Right guard, right tackle, and you're getting into the second level. I mean, it's Mostert. I guess it's Mostert. Okay, fair enough. It's just Mostert missing. I think if you can set that edge, your burner should be able to. Dude, he used to like tightrope that
Yeah.
the sideline.
yeah.
We
And the
just
reason being is
don't have the
because
speed to get there.
if he cuts any sooner than that, they can cut him off. But the moment he gets to that edge and could turn up, the moment he hits the edge, they now have to readjust their angles of pursuit. Because all their angles of pursuit were trained on that edge. And the moment he got to the edge before them, now they're all behind. So that's what was so deadly about it. That's why it was 10 yards a clip. Because everybody's fighting to hit him right at the edge. And the moment they come up short, they have to turn back, which takes them more time. So they have to angle back even more to make up for their lost time of correction. So like it was deadly. We just like people say CMC can do it. He doesn't. I've never seen him get outside of the
Yeah.
farthest wide receiver on an outside zone play. He always cuts it up in beforehand. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, that's not our bread and butter. We need to be
Yeah,
running.
our style is literally just now.
We need to
doing
run that outside zone so they respect it so we can turn around and use the inside zone off of it. That's what I think our biggest thing is, the zone now, is to make them have to try and bite on the outside zone so then we can just use the inside zone to cut them.
I think that's where Mitchell came in, and I think that's why they fell in love with the kid. He was averaging what, 7-8 yards a carry,
Yep.
right? Maybe even 9 yards a carry when he came back from injury this season, right? Wasn't he getting like 9 yards a carry? And it was
Yeah, I
all
think 7
interior
or 8,
pressure,
yeah.
right?
But I
I
think they
mean-
are leaning more
Inside.
inside,
Yeah.
and that also benefits CMC, his style of running.
Yeah, because it's just
Inside.
like based on all the running backs we've gone after now. I mean, guy like obviously he's not on the team anymore, but Sermon, TDP, Jordan Mason, like they're all nobody on this roster is outside zone.
And they can break it if you open up the right lanes. They have vision. I love Jordan Mason's a kid that I'm really intrigued about. I think this kid's going to be special. I love his vision. He just needs to get playing time. That play where he broke it, almost made a touchdown against Seattle, was impressive. He was just trying to get get a yard or two, and he breaks it for what, 20 plus yards. This kid's special. I think TDP will definitely benefit from a power run and open up those lanes. And so, and Mitchell, hopefully Mitchell can stay. That's the thing with Mitchell. He's such a great running back to have. I love his vision. I love the way he moves, breaks, but he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
Do
his
you guys think
durability is shit.
I think though
Yep.
there's probably kind of two sides of it, because I remember when Mitchell got hurt, he was playing a limited role and he still got hurt. But do you guys still think that maybe there's a chance he can stay healthier because CMC, he's not, like, Mitchell's not having to take, the starter type of loads as he was, before a guy like CMC, came in.
I would hope so. I would hope that but he came in late. He came in late last year from injury. CMC was already running effectively for us. He came in a couple plays and got hurt again. It's just, I don't know what it is. Hopefully he can figure it out. If you guys remember, Jimmy Ward was also, I used to call him Jimmy Hospital Ward because he was always injured on the roster, never played. And then he got his shit together. He figured it out, and he actually became a player that hardly got hurt.
Yeah, also Mitchell, real quick, one more thing. It seems like he is putting on more weight, so that could help too, where, he's not getting.
Imagine having Mitchell
Banged
for.
up.
I think it was
and
all
CMC
lower
for
leg
the whole year.
injuries, wasn't it?
Yeah, that it was like MCL.
Yep.
So I think he took a helmet. I think he took a helmet to the knee on the
Yep.
first injury,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And then after that, it was he had just come back, right?
He just came back, I think the Chargers game or something, and then
And it was
a
the other
game-
knee.
and then like the game or two after, his other
Yeah,
knee. Then
it was the other knee, right? Or was
Had
it knee or ankle? What the
it
hell
was it was the same injury, I believe, but on the other leg, I think.
Okay, so is he planting? Is that a planting thing? Sim, Symmetry would know. Was it just a freak, coincidence that this dude took another
Yeah, it was just
MCL injury,
bad luck or whatever.
right? Just bad, just Niner luck. So, I don't know, man. I love Mitchell. I love that dude. His durability is a concern to me, and then that just puts more on McCaffrey, and whether or not TDP and
Jordan
Mason are going to be ready to carry the workload second year. I mean, do we have expectations for TDP? Did he find himself, did he, I feel like TDP didn't exactly.
I think TDP, if I'm not mistaken, his issue was not able to block very well and protect his quarterback. And Kyle, if you can't block, you don't care how good you can run, you're not going to be on the field.
I mean, you get some time though, right? I mean, he'll give him some time to try. But I mean, if they see a running back in this draft that they like, I really don't give a damn when they draft a running back. I don't care. I don't care if you take one in the third round.
Also,
I really
the
don't.
thing about TDP
Just find one
is
that's got a high football IQ. Because I think Trey Sermon. I don't think it was his physical attributes that hindered him. I just don't think that Sermon had the mental wherewithal to grasp his role in this offense. And I don't know if they did him a disservice by not giving him some more time, because other guys have gotten time. Ambry Thomas has got time. Hurd had some.
I think the thing with TDP is it's going to have to be special teams, because I think that's why Jordan Mason got his opportunity, is because He was flashing on special teams. So I think for TDP to be able to get some of that playing time, and it's tough, obviously, because you have a guy like CMC, Mitchell, but I think if TDP is able to flash something, on
Fuck
special
that.
teams, and
Jordan Mason didn't need no
whenever-
fucking extra time to flash. TDP's not it.
But I'm just saying, like, with what I think, what Kyle Shanahan's known for is, like, if you're able to show on special teams, you have a much better shot of actually, like, getting the opportunity. So if that's what I personally think.
Yeah, I agree, Sim. I always wondered. I always wondered. We were always quick to dismantle the training staff and want them fired and I always wondered if the 49ers got complacent in their best defense and just the San Francisco 49ers have just been one of those teams tough to beat. Like, do the players just get complacent and not their off-season preparation is just not like 110%? You know what I mean? Like, are they not taking care of their bodies enough in the off-season? Are they not putting forth all the work that they could? I'm not saying they're not doing the work, but are they not doing it to 110%, right? Like, is it the training staff or is it the player himself? Like,
Yeah, like
are
they're
the
not
training
putting
staff,
in
do they
the
have a
100%.
regimen for you and you're not following it? Do they,
Yeah.
because the training staff is in charge of their best interests, right?
Mhm.
I mean, they that's what they want.
I'm making fun
I
of
don't
Ryan.
know, man. I'm just
let-
trying to think, like, what is it?
Just real quick, John, can you ask a question to Ryan? Because his feelings getting hurt that he's not being left out.
No,
'cause
I'm just
every-
wondering where this is going. It's just
and-
like
and
it's the
I thought it was a conversation.
the
where anybody can
conversation
just jump
changed
in.
the moment somebody wants to cut somebody off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's okay to cut people off. It's just there's no rudeness in that. I
Okay.
think, but, it's because
Tell
we're
me-
all
so
in
I'm going to
conversation.
cut somebody off to talk about something totally different. That sounds great. That's
No,
awkward.
not that. If it was on
Oh,
topic,
okay.
of
So-
course, on topic. But let's ask Ryan a question, and then we'll end the show. Ryan, why are you so grumpy?
What?
Why are you grumpy tonight? You didn't have your Wheaties?
No, I got my Wheaties right here.
Then see, you should be happy. You should be all happy.
You know what? I guess I'm just missing a host.
Brandon's not here.
He's not very much of a host. Come on now. He's always in the back seat. I mean,
Bro, he's always in the car and just like sitting there.
he's co-captain in his captain's chair. You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
You gotta love Brandon.
That's a pretty good point.
Hey, I'm hosting you well.
Yeah,
Sims
Alberto's a great
massages.
host.
That's a
Thank you.
good point.
But anyway, guys, it's fun talking football. I love it. We got to do this more often. Just the love of one another, man. Talking, having fun, bringing our opinions. Anybody knows me, they know that I love freestyle. I know that you got to take control of a show with your PowerPoints and your questions but I'm a freestyle guy. I just love to go with whatever mood we're in and whatever topic pops on somebody's head and flow with. But that's me. That's me. And there's nothing wrong with PowerPoints. There's nothing wrong with, having an organized show. That's probably more entertaining and better. But I'm a freestyle man. I just like whatever pops in my mind, I go. But tonight has been fun with the company of my boy 49er Media, John V, Ryan from No Border Sports, Bashar, they came earlier, Rod representing his channel, and then all the viewers in the comments. I mean, to have 13 strong still after 2 hours and 20 minutes is amazing.
And on a Thursday night.
And on a Thursday is amazing. Just to let you guys know that at the very least, we're not boring. Because I don't think nobody will still be here 13 if we were boring. And my dog's trying to get in, scratching at the door, letting me know she's out there. But You guys are awesome, man. So before we call it a night, we'll start with Ryan. Plug in your show, plug in your channel. What do you got going on for the remainder of the week? And then we'll go 49er minded, 49er media, sorry. And then we'll finish it with John V.
I got my college show tomorrow. We've got 49ers cap coming on to talk about 49er cap questions. So if you got any questions, please tune in. It's also a call-in show. As long as you don't show up dressed in any SMM type gear, I might let you on. You know what I mean? Especially if I kind of know who you are. But yeah, feel free, pop in, ask your questions.
Cool.
No
What
border
about you
sports.
there, 49er media?
Nothing too crazy, but I am gonna try my best to start covering the draft. Pretty much there
Awesome.
until the draft. So we'll like talk about the needs and then do some mock drafts. So probably have a show this weekend. Probably Saturday we'll have a show. So just make sure you guys follow on Twitter because that's where I tweet out when I'm going live. So make sure you guys follow there on Twitter and also
And what's your Twitter
subscribe.
handle?
The Twitter handle is 49er Media as well as the YouTube.
There you go. Make sure to give him a follow so that you guys can be updated what he's doing. He's a college kid. He's always busy, but that's the great thing about following him. He'll let you know when he has an event coming on so you can partake of it. John, the floor is yours, buddy. What do you got going on with your channel for the remainder of this week?
So for the remainder, we don't have a show this week, but on Tuesday of
Okay.
next week, we are doing a night at the races where we use like a horse race randomizer, and we just plug you in and
It's like the duck
we
race.
do giveaways.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like the duck race, but it's with horses. And we're giving away PSA
Shaq.
graded cards.
That's right.
Kind of like this Trey Lance,
Ooh, right there. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Nope, right there. Right there.
like that. You see
Yeah,
that
right there's
one?
perfect.
And it's
Were you able to
graded. That's a
finish?
9. And then we're doing
Shut
some
up, Ryan.
we're gonna do LeBron James. He's got a rookie out there. We have a 23-year-old Jerry Rice we're gonna give away.
Ooh.
It was graded 10 back in 2000. And there's just a bunch. There's a Luka rookie card out there.
I seen that.
There's a Bosa
Shaq?
card out there. There's a
Seen
Shaq.
Shaq?
There is a Shaq.
Yep.
Are you gonna be able to get rid of the
Chris
crybaby
Olave.
card?
Which crybaby card? Which one is
Bro,
that?
come on. You just mentioned his name. He's the biggest crybaby in the NBA.
LeBron, yeah.
Oh, LeBron. I mean,
No,
Look,
not
dude.
LeBron.
What? He is a crybaby.
Shaq.
You talking about
Luka.
Charles?
Oh,
Charles
Luka.
Barkley?
I mean,
Luka.
dude, Luka is one of my favorite players.
He cries to the rest for everything.
I mean, there's
So
a lot
does
of guys.
LeBron. Yeah, so
Yes,
does
but
LeBron.
LeBron. The point is, though, the LeBron card will probably, when he retires, that particular card is going to probably go through the roof. We've been
Yeah.
shooting these up in Columbus, in Cleveland. We've been buying them locally, online. We've been grabbing them from anywhere we can get them. And we just wanted to start doing a giveaway to try to just bring some traffic to the channel and, walk away with a card, never come back. I don't care. It's yours to keep. Do what you got to do. But we kind of hope that if you do shop through, you'll enjoy the conversation and you might come back. So that's what we're doing.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
There's
Yeah,
a
you
lot
got to
new
definitely
brands
follow me.
on
I'm gonna
Tuesday
follow.
nights.
I'm gonna go just for that LeBron.
Come and
card,
get it,
man.
bro. Come and get it.
You
I
want the
haven't heard this
crybaby?
name I haven't heard this one in a while. Radio Shack. Oh my goodness,
Oh snap!
I haven't heard that name in a minute. I should love Radio Shack.
I didn't.
But
I always hated their employees.
no, I didn't say they're employees. I just said that what they had in Radio Shack.
They were like douchebags.
I was big into CB radios back then.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's scanner CB
Mhm.
radios. So you know, I used to get like the CB radios that I used to get. We used to put extra channels, and we used to put an amplifier. We used to talk around the world with those things.
There was my stepmom had her friends that she used to play cards with, right? And so once a year they'd all go camping, and we go camping too. Well, one lady's husband always brought his stupid scanner with him, and he's out there. We're in nature, right? Like I'm trying to hear birds. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear the crackle of the fire, and all I hear is, and then
You heard crackle, but it wasn't the crackle you were trying to hear.
no, I don't like crack. Never tried it. Not my thing.
I appreciate that, G9. Thank you so much, fam.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of other stuff though.
yeah, I've done everything under the sun, bro.
Not
PCP,
me.
heroin.
I never did heroin. Never smoked
Jesus.
crack.
Jeez, bro.
I did
Yeah,
put cocaine on a bowl of weed once and smoked the shit. Well, not
Beto,
once.
no
actually,
wonder you
multiple
can
times.
never remember anything I say.
Yeah, my brain is fried.
Oh.
Yeah, I did some nasty shit, bro. I'm not proud of it.
No,
Not proud of it at all. But I remember
what I'm
going to
saying.
parties.
I'm so glad there wasn't cameras attached to phones when I was running around having fun, bro. Because you would see,
I second that emotion because,
right?
yeah, bro. I think that's why the Lawrence Taylors of the world got away with the shit they got away with because it wasn't social media the way it is today. It wasn't that they weren't doing nothing. You know, what's the other quarterback? I mean, the receiver that used to be for
Michael
Cowboys, Michael Irvin. Yeah.
Yeah.
The shit that he used to do, it was on ESPN, but it wasn't on social media because they didn't have social media.
Well, he wasn't smoking crack. That like he was just
No.
snorting coke, and that was that was classy
bad
at the time.
enough.
You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to be extra when you smoked it, you know what I'm saying? You try to be extra when you smoked it.
Yeah, I'm glad he turned his
Shout
life
out to the
around.
CIA putting crack cocaine in all the inner cities. Thank you. Without you, people might be in better situations than they are now.
Oh my goodness. No, we're talking about crack. I'm gonna end this show before we start talking about other things. Anyway, guys, you guys have been amazing. Every Thursday you can find us here on the 49ers podcast network where a bunch of us get together and just have fun and plug in our personal shows. And then also please make sure to follow the NWO with myself, Ryan, and Bashar right now. Aaron is taking a break at the moment. And then on Tuesdays, we have myself, Ryan again, and the lovely Mariah 49ers and Friends show Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the NW's at 6 p.m. as well, Pacific Standard Time. And then on Saturdays, although I won't be having it this Saturday, I do the trivia night on Saturdays at 5:15. I'm going to be going to a family event. But that's the things that are going on, guys. So make sure to follow us. Thank you once again to everyone in the chat for hanging out with us this long. Thank you for everybody that came on earlier and those that are still here, Ryan, 49er Media, and John. I truly appreciate you guys, and I'm glad that we are friends on here on social media, man. So have a blessed night, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys individual on our individual channels, but definitely, hopefully everyone can make it next week here on this channel at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Good night, everyone. We'll see you on the next
Bang,
show.
bang, Niner gang.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.